I don't think you all. Nope. Okay, there's my audio. So hold on, I have an echo somewhere. Give me 1 second, everybody. Let me try to fix this echo. All right, there we go. We are fixed. No more echo happening for me. Yeah. So got my chat going. Okay. Yeah. So like I was the name, the Gospel Cat Williams, and I was informed that if if that takes off, that persona becomes a big thing for me. That Cat Williams could sue me, and he likely would sue me if that was to happen. Um, then further research, it was kind of like, well, there's no guarantee that he'd win, but it's not even worth going through the hassle of trying to trying to build yourself in that way. It's just not even worth the hassle. So I just said, okay, you're right. I'm not going to waste my time trying to do it. So that's why we're going with. And then I was going to go my niece, LaJoy. She's always calling me the gospel rage baiter. I was going to go with that, but then it's like going as the gospel rage baiter would it could just make people assume things about me that I don't want them to assume, that like my content is strictly to rage bait. And although I do say controversial things, I'm not trying to rage bait anyone. So that's also not I didn't want to go with that. Uh what other names? I considered the gospel menace, but then I was like, when you put gospel on it, it turns people off to just certain things that you're doing or saying, makes them think that you're trying to put off a certain thing, a certain message that I'm just not trying to put off. And so that's how I came to the People's Menace, because this is opinions you didn't know you needed. This is the People's Podcast. And who am I? Who should I be while I'm a conversationalist for the People's Podcast? I should be the people's voice. I should be the People's Menace. So that's who I am. I have decided to go with the People's Menace. And now you all can still call me the Gospel Cat Williams. Now he can't get mad. He can't sue me for that. Ain't nothing. I ain't got no control of that. If you all want to still call me the Gospel Cat Williams, then we can do that. But I just can't. I can't do it. Um. So yeah, People's Menace is what I decided. I like the ring to it, and still lets me talk about all topics. Lets me cover wide variety of topics while still being able to give that Christian perspective to it. Because, like I often say, I think the church should have a voice in everything. I think everything we should have an opinion on it, and we should be more than happy to share that opinion, because our opinion should not be our opinion. Our opinion should come from Scripture. So yeah. I do want to play this video. Me and my cousin DJ, man, we worked hard on these promo videos we've been doing. We had another one. I couldn't get it done in enough time. I ended up so on completely. Which it worked out. I'm happy with the results of everything that we've done. Let me try to get to the YouTube to show these videos. It was fun making them too. And for some people it went over their head. They were kind of like, what do you mean by, like, why are you not celebrating your wins? Why are you not, like, it's a play on Kobe Bryant. Anybody who's seen the Kobe Bryant I finished, it's just a play on that. Um Also, Texas, before I play though, I want to address some stuff. So we did go to Texas Roadhouse yesterday, and it was great. I had a great time being there. None of my equipment worked. have Wi-Fi for you to kind of join on. So that's why I was not able to stream yesterday at the Texas Roadhouse. I mean, I tried to, but it just would not work. The mic wasn't working. Then when I would unplug the mic and just try to use the phone's audio, that wasn't working because, as you know, Texas Roadhouse can be a bit rowdy sometime. And so yeah, we ended up I just called it a night. And let's just go ahead and head back. Doesn't make sense to sit here and not be able to stream. But I was saying, hey, I'm streaming. Kind though, they certainly let me. They let me set up the camera where in the section. They gave me somewhere to plug my phone in. So a lot of, I mean, it was just my equipment just did not work. I'm not sure why, but the mic set out because I had the lapel mics, and it just would work. So that's why that didn't go the way I wanted it to go. But I don't care. I was still excited. Still a great day came out to help pass out flyers to try to drum up some customers and stuff like that. So yeah, it was still a great day. I'm not gonna let the one downside of not being able to stream in there. I'm not gonna let that bother me. But I know that I have Wi-Fi that you can use. I'm not sure if I will try to do that again or not. I'll see. I might just go live in there for a little while and do it that way, but I'm not sure, yeah. So I do, but like I said, I do want to show this video from what me and my cousin worked on. Also, today makes a year that my father has been gone, that he went on to be with the Lord. I'm not depressed. I'm not any of those things. I miss my father, as you can imagine. Certainly miss him more than you could imagine. I certainly miss my father, and definitely gonna talk about him a little bit today. So, but I do want to show you all the videos that me and DJ worked on. You could imagine. I certainly miss my father. Sorry, I was pushing the wrong button. So I just want to make sure my stuff is working properly. So this was the first one we did. So the idea behind this one, of course, was, like I said, Kobe. All right. Hey, listen. Relax, everybody. I'm only gonna answer one question. Hold on,
Chaz, you gotta pick me, please. I got a really.
That wasn't going right. I don't know what was going on. Hold on. What did I just do? Hold on, real quick. There we go. All right. So the vision behind this one was like we wanted to be like we were at an actual press conference, obviously, and it's like the whole thing is I'm so locked in on making this happen. I'm so focused. We're gonna get this. We are going to accomplish this goal, and I can't afford to get so excited about the great things that are happening for us right now that I lose focus of the goal. And so it's kind of like the Kobe Bryant thing where he was in the finals and they were up 2-0, and the reporter said, you haven't flashed that winning smile. Are you not happy you're up 2-0? And Kobe said, job's not finished. I don't think the job is finished. Do you think the job is finished? And it was just so like inspiring to people. So I was just like, hey, D Boogie, hey, let's do a play on that. So this is that video. All right. Relax, everybody. I'm only going to answer one question tonight.
Chaz, you gotta pick me, please. I got a really important question. Please, right here.
All right, let's go with you. What's
okay.
Up?
The Streamathon, you just started.
Also, Purcell played a big role in this too, because like stuff that I didn't know how to do, and I didn't know like where to find. Percy was like, "Oh, no problem, bro," and he had sent me a link to it. Oh man, it looked like it's not. It's kind of choppy. I don't know why stuff is acting up tonight. But let's go.
Started it, all right. The people are donating. The community is showing up. The momentum is great, and it's a great start so far. Why aren't you celebrating just yet?
What is there to celebrate? You think there's something to celebrate right now?
No, not necessarily.
Job's not finished. Do you think the job is finished?
No, I don't think it's finished.
I don't think the job is finished.
Job's not finished. The job is not finished, everybody. We still have work to do. Job's not finished. We still have work. So yeah, that one was fun making. I don't think we had a lot of bloopers on that one. This is a horror. I don't know why my cover photo is this. This is weird. I thought I changed it, but here we go.
Yo, wait, whoa.
Yes.
Yo, what's going on over here?
Yo. We tried to catch you just to ask you a question. Do you got a second?
Okay,
Come on, man.
I will answer one question.
One question, and it's gonna be worth your while, all right?
All right, what's
So Texas Roadhouse doesn't normally do this, but they partner with you for 3 fundraiser nights.
That is true. Texas Roadhouse typically do not do that. That was not us like adding stuff to try to make the video. That was a true statement. Texas Roadhouse typically only gives you one night. You only get one night, and I think they typically do it like one night per month. So, but they're actually really working with us. They gave us 3 nights. They gave us last night. They're giving us this Saturday, and then they're giving us August 1st, where they're actually going to close out the Streamathon with us. So yeah, that wasn't like for camera. That's real. That's really happening.
And they want to close out the Streamathon with you. That's very huge.
Yeah.
Isn't that something to celebrate about now?
What do we celebrate?
I mean, it's Texas.
What are we celebrating? The job's not finished. Do you think the job is finished?
I mean, if you're saying the job is not finished, then
Listen, there's nothing to celebrate. The job is not finished.
There's nothing to celebrate, people. The job is not finished. There's nothing to celebrate. And so me and DJ, well, again, with Purcell, we've also already started working on the video for when we move into the building. We have not done so yet. We're still working as hard as we possibly can to make it happen. But we already have I was going to say the finale video, but that really wouldn't work. But the final video for, and it may not be the final video for the job's not finished. This might be something I just continue to do. I really enjoy saying the job's not finished. This is the one for today. So with this video today, the original time we were supposed to meet, it was 9 p.m. That was the original time that we were. And they called like probably a few minutes after I posted the video. They called and said 8 p.m. And so it is what it is. I don't care. He's still coming on here. So I'm excited about that. But DJ this was all DJ. I didn't give him a script. I just told him, hey, this is what's happening. Go do it, bro. And he did his thing with it. So here we go. I'm sorry. Dude, DJ's so goofy, man. Like, this is him. He's making this theme music. That was DJ. DJ made this theme music. That was him humming it. That was DJ doing all of that. So anything in here, this was DJ. This is DJ. I did not tell him to do any of this. I just gave him a few of the facts. This is what's happening. This, and then DJ did what he did. But yeah, I'm sorry. It was funny to me. Also, Purcell did help with this. Purcell cleaned up the audio some. So here we go.
Wow. Don's Barania here, reporting live from Jobs Not Done Sports with some breaking news. This just in from our producers. Tonight, July 23rd, 2026, 9 p.m. Streamathon with Chaz. Special guest, drum roll players. Pastor E Dewey Smith will be there, all right?
Yes, sir. Pastor E Dewey Smith will be here tonight at 8 p.m. It's 8 p.m. instead of 9 p.m. 8 p.m. Pastor Dewey Smith will be here. House of Hope, Pastor Dewey. But let's DJ finish this.
Through there, and what I mean by going through there, it's not what I mean. I want y'all to go through there. And what I mean by through there, I mean Facebook, Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. That's how you're going to watch them, all right? Now, once y'all through there, just know there will be a cause. They're doing this for a reason. Do I know what that reason is? No. I'm Dom's. I'm just giving breaking news, all right? That's it. Just go through there and find out. But it's worth your while. But that's it for me. I'm Dom's once again, signing out.
We had a lot of His intro music is still funny though. Like I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of that intro music DJ made. I like that a lot. So um sorry, I'd be forgetting that I keep forgetting that if my thing is if my iPad is set a certain way that I can't see my Facebook comments. But yes, it was definitely fun to make those. Let's see what else they saying. They are great Yeah. Very. It was so much fun making those. I gotta post the other one. I'll post it. It was just like a. It was so many. It was so we did so many takes because DJ he just kept talking. Well, we had Chris Claus on, and DJ just want to keep calling his man Chris Klaus, and so it just kept happening. And then I break character, of course, and we laugh. Then we started again, and then it's like it was so funny that he kept messing up that when he was trying, like when he was saying it right, I was still laughing. So just like at that point, I just knew we're never going to get through this now because I have to stop laughing. And then after I finally stopped laughing, what I did was I just let a little smile out because it's like I wasn't not going to be able to do anything. I was gonna laugh. I was going to smile. Something was going to happen from DJ calling this man Chris Klaus. And so that just happened every time. And yeah, that's how we so I'll probably post that one. But it was just so funny. When I said we had so many bloopers of DJ saying you had Christian apologist Chris Klaus, and I'm like, dude, it just kept making us both laugh. So but yeah, we had a lot of fun making these videos. Really just having a good time. Trying to raise this money, trying to raise the money that we need to get into our location so that we can really start serving on a much higher level. And it can be stressful if you let it. If you think that it's you who's raising the money, if you think it's you making the things happen, it will stress you out. But I have to just keep often reminding myself it's not in our power. Nothing we can do will work anyway. It's all God. Um, it's all God. So, what's up over there on YouTube? Hope you all are having a good day. So yeah, that's but so it's just like trying to do this, but make it fun. Like I said, don't get too caught up in you trying to be the savior. Well, not you, but me, myself, trying to be the savior, myself trying to make this work, make it happen. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen through God, not through anything that I do. So, like, hey man, let's make these promo videos, man. Let's have some fun with them and go from there. So. Definitely enjoyed the like I said, the job's not finished. I really love that video. Like there's plenty of times I'll just go sit and I'll watch Kobe say job's not finished. Do you think the job is finished? I just go watch him say that. And for me it's motivational because it's just like, he's at the top of his game at that point. He is up 2-0 in the finals, and I think one of those wins were it was convincing. And if you know anything about basketball, it's like it can be a point in the game or in the season or in the series where you just realize we can't win, like that we're just not better than this team. And I think that night it was that point. Definitely after that interview, when them people saw Kobe didn't even crack a smile, I think whoever he's playing against was just like, yeah, nah, this over. Like there's absolutely nothing we can do. But yeah, that was fun. Also, and I'm going to talk about her. So I'm going to talk about it again when Pastor Dewey's on. My sister is really not an outgoing person. She does not like she's not that person. So, like I said, she introduced me to Pastor Dewey, of course. I don't remember exactly which time. No, I think it was at the live recording he did for Soul Seekers, I want to say, or I think that's the name of their group, but they did a live recording and Pastor Dewey was there. Yeah, High Priest, we're having fun doing it. And so yeah, after my sister, I think she was singing. Yeah, she did background for him that night too. And so she was, of course, sitting with the singers, and I was sitting in the audience. Listen, when I go to concerts, I'm telling you, I don't like sitting in the audience. I feel like it's not because I think I'm special. It's just every single concert I've been to, something special has happened. The very first concert I went to, and I'm gonna get back to the story, was T-Bone, but my Uncle Crusher took us to that one. And we was children then, but even then, he still we still interacted with him. He prayed with us and all of that. So there was still some type of interaction with T-Bone. And the first concert that I remember, well, that I spent my money to go to, was Toby Mac. And me and Purcell Jr. and Uncle Dougie Rubin, we all went. And I think we were sitting on like the second row, so we were sitting close. Me and Purcell were so live. At the end of the concert, Toby Mac, at the end of on his set, Toby Mac had his people come and like get me and Purcell to come on stage. So me and Purcell are on stage with Toby Mac. I think her name was Holland. I think that's her name. Colton Dixon, and I think it was Carrie Job. I don't know. Ruben would know better than me. I just don't remember. But here it is. Me and Purcell are on stage with these people. So that was the second concert that I've ever been to. Third concert, I took my wife to go see Eric Benet. And after the concert, we went backstage. We got to meet him, talk with him, and all that stuff. So for me, when I go to a concert, there's got to be an experience for me because it's just like every time I go, something amazing happens. I was going to go to another Toby Mac concert. I had bought backstage passes, and I got a chance. I would have had a chance to go to a Q&A. Sadly, I did not get to go because like something was going on where we wasn't gonna make it in time, so I had to give my tickets away to my cousin. I'm still not happy about that. Every time I talk to her, Ladora Butler, Uncle Crusher, yeah, your daughter, her and Danielle. When I was giving them the tickets, I let them know I am not happy about this. I don't want you to think I'm doing this with a good heart. I am mad that I have to give you all my tickets. I want to go to this concert. And I'm like, no, you're laughing. I'm so serious. I don't want y'all to have a good time. I just don't want these tickets to go to waste. So I'm going to give them to you. Do not have fun. I hope it's a horrible show. How you doing, Jasmine? I was like, so no, I don't want you to have a good time. This is my little cousin Jasmine. She comes on every time. She be at work, so she comes on, say hi, and get off and be like, hey, I was on. So yeah, so when we was at Pastor Dewey's, well, it wasn't his, it was Soul Seekers. It was at his church. And my sister, she was like I said, sitting with the singer. So I text her like, hey man, can I come over there with you? And she was like, well, yeah, you could come, but just you. You can't bring because I had my kids with me, but my mom was there, so my kids sat with my mom, and I think some other people was there. But yeah, I was just like, all right, cool. So I would go over there. I sit down with Tucci. And so I've always loved Pastor Dewey. Johnny put me on to Pastor Dewey. This is back in South Bend. So this is 2000. I mean, we moved in 2011. Yeah, D Boogie, that T-Bone. That was way back when. We moved here in 2011, and they be saying some funny stuff on YouTube and stuff. I will let my comments show on screen, but because I just don't know what people gonna say, I just don't, because I don't want something stupid to pop up on my screen. But yeah, Johnny had been a big fan of Pastor Dewey, and so Johnny, whenever we would talk about preachers and tuning up and all of that, Johnny would always say, you got to listen to Pastor Dewey. So I listened to him one time, and I was like, oh, he can preach. I don't really like him tuning up, though. And then Johnny was like, did he close his eyes? And I said, no. He was like, well, that's not the right one. You got to find him. And when he preaching, and you got to catch him when he closes his eyes and start preaching. And I finally seen one, and I was like, okay. So being at the concert with my sister, who's about to go up and sing background for Pastor Dewey, I was just like, oh, man. So afterwards, Pastor John Terrace Tate was there. I've always liked his ministry. Christ put us on to him. And man, we just after the concert, I'm like, Tucci, come on, you got to take me to Pastor Dewey. I always use her because she be like, especially in that industry, she be knowing the people. One time, well, let me finish this story. I'm tell you another story. So yeah, she walked me over there to him, and Pat, he was extremely nice, super nice person. Talked with me, laughed at me because y'all know I be saying some crazy stuff. He asked me, "Do you sing?" I said, I mean, I'm not like my sister, you know, I sing though, but I'm not like her. And he was like, okay. I was like, yeah, you know, but like I can't do what she do, but she can't do what I do either. So like we work well together. And then he was like, do you lead? Like, do you do any lead? And I said, yeah. Now I'm gonna tell you the same thing I tell everybody else. I don't try to background for people because I can only sing 1 or 2 songs in the background. Then I need a lead. I need a mic. I can't do that. I don't want to join your choir because I don't want to stay in the choir. You gonna at some point I could come to a couple rehearsals. I'll come to a couple shows, but listen, at some point the conversation will have to be, hey Chaston, we got a song for you to lead now. If I want to lead, it's okay. Yeah, I like that one. We can do that one. If not, I'll just kind of be like, that's a cool one. You know, can we? And so I tell him like, so I'd kind of just stay away from that. I wouldn't want my sister to put her reputation on me because I'm gonna mess her reputation up. And he thought that was so funny. That was the funniest thing to him. And I was like, I'm just telling you the truth, man. Another time, I don't know exactly who she was backgrounding for, but I think it was, all I know is Zebulon Ellis was there. I like Zebulon as well. He's a great singer. And she was like, once I said, hey, when you get there, FaceTime me so I can say what's up to Zebulon. And my sister was like, Chaston, like, why do you have me doing this stuff? Like, because you're there. I'm not there, but just do it. And she actually did it. She found Zebulon because she was like, well, he just went in the back room. And I'm like, Shernice, go in the back room. You're singing. You get to move around. She went in the back room, found Zebulon, and he talked on FaceTime with me. So that was real cool, man. Same thing. She introduced me to Pastor William Murphy, another person that I like. Like, and this is what I'm trying to tell people, right? I do know you have those people who be wilding out because of like it's a celebrity or something. I truly only care about who I care about. Like you could be a celebrity, and if I don't really care about your music, yeah, like you could be a celebrity, you could be a professional, and if I just don't care about your music, I truly just don't care about your music. And you could be around, and it'll be like I will acknowledge, oh man, you know, cool, like oh man, I know, okay, great. But am I gonna be like, can I get a picture with you? Can I get your autograph? Can I like, nah, I'm not that person. Like the time we met Monica, the singer. I had no idea who she was. And there was no slight to her. Again, if I don't really pay attention to your music, I just really wouldn't know who you are. And we were at the ABL. I was talking. I knew who Shannon Brown was because basketball. So I know Shannon Brown. He played with the Lakers. I know who that is. I see Shannon Brown. I'm talking to Shannon Brown. This woman walks up and she starts, she kind of joins her way into the conversation. And we're all just standing there talking, me, Shannon Brown, and Monica. We're just standing there talking. And once I walk away, my wife is like, Chaston, do you know who that was? And I'm like, yeah, that's Shannon Brown. And she's like, what? No. The woman. I'm like, I have no idea who that is. And it was like, that's Monica. And I said, oh, that's Shannon Brown's wife. And I'm sorry. And it was like, no, that's not Shannon. No, that he's her husband. Like she's bigger than. I'm like, I have no idea who Monica is. No offense to Monica. I just didn't know who she was. I'm sure she's a wonderful artist and all of those things. But I just had no idea. And I took my wife loves Monica because I took my wife over there to meet her. And then I did like, hey, I said, I'm so sorry that I did not know who you were. You got to understand, I don't be knowing people. Like if I do not know your music, if I don't like you for something, if I don't pay attention to you for something, I really just don't be wilding out because of who you are. I remember when I was working at this one store and somebody asked me, do I like Juice WRLD? Now, I didn't know Juice WRLD was an artist. I was like, I thought it was a smoothie shop or something. So he was like, do you like Juice WRLD? And I was like, no, I ain't never been there. Where's that at? And he was looking at me like, Are you for real? And I was kind of looking at him like, are you? And he said, hey, real quick, dude, just Google Juice World. I Googled it and I saw it was a person. I was like, oh my gosh. I called and told DJ. DJ just be like, Chaston, dude, like, I don't know what's going on with you. I got a million stories like that. Me and Purcell. Thank you, Vivian. Juice World sounds like a smoothie shop, especially if you don't know who Juice World is. So I thought he was talking. Then he said, do you like Juice World? And I just assumed he was talking about a smoothie shop or whatever. Me and Purcell was talking about some rapper. I don't remember who. I don't remember who. I want to say it was Future. That's what I want to say it was. And I did, of course, I don't really listen to rap, so I had no idea who it was. And no, it wasn't Future. I don't remember who it was. I don't remember, but it is somebody that's like I should have known. And I was like, yeah, Percy, I'm sorry, but I don't know who that was. And he said, yeah, see, that's what bothers me about you. Because you don't know who this rapper is, but if somebody turned on Simon and Garfunkel, you'd know. And yeah, you got me there. Because I do love me some Simon and Garfunkel. I really do. Yeah, so we're listen, the Streamathon is still going. We having a good time with this. Exhale, people. Exhale. The pressure's off. This is all about having a good time, trying to complete a good cause. That's all we doing, man. You can still Cash App, hit your Cash App, $ Soul Seeker SOS. You know, but yeah, you know, so a lot of funny memories like that for myself. How about the time? Let's talk about this because the time I met David Ruffin Jr. First off, Big Man be with me at a lot of this stuff. Johnny Jr. He be with me at a lot of the things that I get into. He's with me because most times we working and whenever I need help, I'm calling Big Man. He first person I'm calling. And if Big Man not available, and it's just like, and it depends on how unavailable he is before I decide I'm gonna find somebody else. So it's like, if I call Big Man at 10 a.m., be like, bro, I'm trying to help somebody do something. You available? And he'd be like, nah, bro, not right now. And it's like, okay, well, when? It has to be something drastic. Like he got to be like, I ain't gonna be able to help you for a couple of days before I'm gonna look for somebody else. If he be like, just give me a few hours, I'm gonna just give him a few hours. I'm gonna get Big Man to come help me. And David Ruffin Jr. was just trying to find some help moving from one storage to another storage. And I'm just like, so he says he's on Facebook trying to find help. And he's like, I'll pay this amount of money. And everybody who commented like, hey, I'll come help you, but you got to pay me this. I'll come help you, but you got to pay this. So I comment and I said, hey, bro, I'll come help you move. I'll bring some help. And you don't even have to pay us. Just answer some questions about your dad. Just any question I got about David Ruffin, just answer that and we'll come help you. He messaged me and he like, dude, are you for real? Like, do you need to see how much work it is? I'm like, no, I truly don't care how much work it is. If you're going to answer every question I got about your dad, then I'm good. And sure enough, he was like, okay, he still paid us. I don't know. He still tried to pay. He ain't pay me. I told him, keep that money. I gave, but you know, pay him. You ain't paying me. That's been cool too, you know, so. But again, I like David Ruffin. Huge David Ruffin fan. But yes, we are. What's this? Oh. We are super excited about tonight. Pastor Dewey Smith is going to be joining us at 8 p.m. So, yes. Also, we'll be back at Texas Roadhouse in Macon, Georgia on Saturday, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Then also August 1st in Macon, Georgia, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Texas Roadhouse. And then August 12th, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. in Snellville, Georgia, at the Texas Roadhouse. So, looking forward to getting some things accomplished. Also, keeping these relationships going. It's been really nice. Uh, being able to do some things with some other help. When you're seeing that other people also believe in your cause, other people believe in your mission, and not just the people who are attached to your mission. It's certainly motivational. It motivates. It makes you feel amazing that other people are also like, no, we want to do what we can to help you win. Uh, it's a really cool thing, you know. And I know some people may think, because so my mom, that was messed up because I've been streaming. I've been doing this stream for a while now. And then now that my sister come on, that's when my mom want to come down and she want to be, well, how did you feel growing up as a pastor's kid? How about like what she didn't want to ask me them kind of questions. I'd have had some better answers than my sister. Now my sister, she did okay, but yeah, I almost said the Gospel Cat Williams. I'm the people's menace. I really got some stuff to say. But she ain't asked me them questions. So I'm gonna ask myself them questions from her perspective. That's what we gonna do. So Chasten, growing up in church, how did you feel when you're with your mom being your pastor? That is a very great question. And I'm gonna give you a great answer to that. One, I actually don't see anything wrong with children going to their parents' church. I don't know why people make that like there's something wrong with that. If you can help your parent build, why go and help another church? I like that just never made sense to me. Now, unless it's you don't believe in your parents, because that's the thing too. If you don't believe in your parent to be a pastor, and that's why you're saying, well, I don't want nothing to do with this. I'm gonna go over there where I actually believe. That's a totally different thing. But for us to believe in our parents, we believe in their ministry, but then people look at us kind of sideways because it's like, well, you can go over there and help this ministry, and it's like, but why would I do that when I can just help my parents build their ministry? That's one. Two, it was an absolutely amazing, it still is an absolutely amazing experience to see, because I got to see both sides of my mom, right? I got to see my mom be my mom, but also be pastor. And she didn't live a double life. Like she didn't do that to us. I didn't see my mom wilding out. I've never seen that. My mom has always taught us to honor and reverence God. And she didn't just say it, she's always done it. Man, when I tell you when I was playing basketball, I didn't get to play high school basketball, and I was good. I was decent, Your boy was decent. I mean, we had because I went to my uncle's school, we didn't have a team there. But my uncle would do certain things. He would try to host basketball games for us and all of that. And he, of course, taught us. He would train. My dad trained with us a lot. Like I told you before, Johnny did a lot of training with me. My cousin Will, he did a lot of, and I'm not going to try to name everybody because it's such a long list of people. So my dad would often take me to basketball camp. Different basketball camps. And anybody know my dad? Y'all know my dad don't play about the Lord. Well, my dad didn't play about the Lord. And it was a basketball camp with NBA Select. And they only had the camp on Sunday. And it was at like our church time. It was during that time. And my dad was taking me to the basketball camp, and my dad would sit with me. Now I know for and to me that showed the side of my dad that was my dad, right? Not my pastor. Like, and I know it could be kind of like, well, as your pastor, he's allowing you not to go to church. But as my dad understands this is a great opportunity for my son. And I don't know if my mom was in agreement with that. I'm assuming she wasn't. I just assume because my mom was player hating on my career my entire life. And I went to that camp. Nobody knew me because I didn't play high school ball. But by the time the camp was over, people knew who I was. They knew the name, knew the face. Of course, I was talking stuff. I was doing my thing in there, man. It was to the point one day where the camp organizers, they ended up playing with us just because the team they had gave us, we were just beating everybody. We was beating people in like 30 seconds playing the 10. Like, we was just killing people. So the camp organizers played. And different schools started trying to, make it where I can come play for them. Penn High School was one of them. And like I said, my uncle's also a preacher. He was like, hey, they was like, hey, we'll work some stuff where he could transfer here. And, he can play ball here for us. My uncle said, don't let that boy go. Don't y'all let that boy go to that school. And then later on, here's my mom, everyone. Let me find her a chair.
Y'all heard some smoking.
I want to roll with the cushion because this one has the cushion on it.
Y'all heard some smart talking. And I'm never going to shy away from conversations about you guys growing up and how that looked.
Yeah, so
go with your story.
Yeah. So my Uncle Rico was like, don't let that boy go. And then they had worked there because we did not have a school. I mean, our school didn't have a basketball team that I could just still go to the school that I attended, but I basketball for their school.
Mm-hmm.
And I was failing at that time.
Oh,
I was not doing any work. My grades were because I was on strike. I'm saying, listen, there's no benefit to me going to school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only gonna go if I can play.
Mm-hmm.
So once Penn works everything out where it's like, okay, you can come, the agreement was, Chasten, you pull your grade up and we will allow you to go play for Penn. Now Dad's not here to speak, but I believe whatever she's gonna tell me.
All right.
Were you on board with that when me and Dad agreed to it?
Absolutely not. I never gave two hoots, the basketball, the football, none of that. I wanted you serving the Lord.
Yeah. And so, as you all see, I'm not making this stuff. Me and my dad come to this agreement. Hey, you pull your grades up. We will allow you to transfer to go play for, here's the tripod if you want to. You can go play for Penn High School. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not even playing. In a couple weeks, I pulled my grades up. Like, it did not take long. It was one of them things where it's just like, so you could have been doing this.
Yeah, you could have been doing it.
And it's like, well, of course I could have been doing it. But like I'm stating, I don't have it come here
right
and do schoolwork because I want to play basketball.
Right. Yeah.
And so I pulled grades up. Like, all right, hey, is it time for me to switch? What's the plan? And they was like, nah, you're not going. And I was like, oh, come on, people.
We saved your life. We saved your life.
She likes to believe that.
Nah, look at you. We saved your life. Had we allowed you to go, you know what? And see, this is the part y'all didn't understand. Y'all just saw one little part. We saw the full picture. We knew the devil was after y'all. He was trying to stop some things. And he was using things that seemed harmless.
Yeah.
And we just wasn't gonna fall for it.
Now that is true. And and it's like once I got older, I did start telling the truth. Like, yeah, nah, if I'd have went there, it'd have been trouble.
I'm glad, yeah.
It's like, nah, it would have been
a mess.
It would have been a mess. There's no telling what I would have gotten into.
Absolutely.
But now as a kid, because you even stated this.
Mm-hmm.
you were never being influenced.
No.
The concern with me was if he wants to do it.
You were not afraid.
Yeah, it's like I wasn't. You can't influence me to do anything. You
Right.
can't talk me into doing something I don't want to do.
Yeah.
If I remember, I actually remember at the last bonfire I went to here, they were like, Chasta, man, you don't drink, bro. Before you move, you gotta drink and smoke one time with us. And I'm like, and I said to them, listen, if one more person offered me this, you gotta fight me. Because I've said no, I'm not interested. I want no parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure I used to drink Mountain Dew. Make sure my Mountain Dew is there, and we straight.
Yeah.
And so I was never influenced by anybody. Like, you're not gonna get me to do nothing. But I do see how that is frightening. So what do you think is more frightening? Someone who's influenced or someone who says, if I want to do something, I'm gonna do it?
That's a great question. You know what? Man, I want to say they both equally.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to go with the person who is not easily influenced, who's fearless.
Yeah.
Because a person who's easily influenced, but scary, just certain things, they're gonna leave, they're gonna cover.
Mm-hmm.
But individual who's fearless, they're not afraid. It's almost like they seek out stuff. It don't matter. Oh, I think I might like to try that. You know what I mean? And it's nobody influencing them,
Yeah.
but their own thoughts. They see it and it's like, yeah, I think that's something I want to try. You know, I always been used to bother just sitting and thinking, God, what is he thinking now? Because you know, you think it, then you're gonna go try to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you were very scary.
They said both. He said both too. So yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I was certainly that person where it's just like I would start thinking, because it's like I would always try to think the whole way through it, and to me the penalty was always my dad's gonna whoop me. That, like, some of the stuff, it was just like I could have died.
Yeah.
I could have gone to prison. Anything
Yes,
could have.
yeah.
My only fear is
I'm gonna get a whipping from him.
my dad. If my dad
That
finds
is
out I
funny.
did this, that's not gonna be
Right.
That's really how, and people don't believe me, but that's really how I used to make decisions. I would sit
That's crazy.
and I would consider everything's like, all right, yeah, that's gonna be fun. But if dad find out,
That's gonna be trouble.
that and the deciding factor is, am I to deal with?
Wow.
And if I was willing to deal with dad for it, I was going to do it. It's like, but some stuff is just like sneaking out the house.
Yeah, you wasn't gonna do that.
Never. I just would always listen. If my dad come in my room and I'm not in there, even if I'm downstairs in the kitchen, I better quickly let him know.
Right, I'm here.
I'm here, Dad. I'm just downstairs in the kitchen. I did not leave this house.
Oh my gosh.
If you leave that house and he didn't know, I'll be talking. I'm not. That's something I'm not doing. I would never. And so, go ahead. Would you like to?
I'm gonna say, well, I would hate to think what you would have done if you wasn't afraid of his whippings.
Oh man.
You were kind of.
Oh man.
You was the kid that we'd be like, man, what is wrong with this kid?
Man, I'm telling people that's why I'm such an advocate for fathers.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't even at the age to consider prison.
Yeah.
I could die if I do this.
Yeah.
But I could certainly consider if my dad find out
that big man go
out that I did this.
That's gonna be a problem.
Man, like, you remember when I was still in that I was how old I was. I was a kid. I stopped stealing though. I was
probably 8, 9,
yeah, young, and they used to count that offering at the church, people, and we just always had coins.
Right.
It was so many quarters in that offering reception, just so many, and I think they caught on to somebody's, not even somebody. Chaston is stealing from, and I don't know where he's stealing from.
Yeah,
but he's stealing.
Yeah, it's like, because it was, maybe if you had thought to turn it in and get bills, then we would have really questioned where you get that money from.
Right.
Because we didn't play that. You couldn't have money and we didn't know where you got it from.
Right.
but it's like you always mysteriously had a few coins
every time.
and your father was like, you know what? He like Chasta taking that money. He set you up.
He did. Man, it was one service. It was like heaven. I mean, it was just like quarters flying in this thing. It's like they must have had a church meeting say, put as many quarters in this offering pan as
gosh.
I want him to see we got quarters. And man, I went in that place. I did my usual, stole them quarters. I didn't clean up. I typically would clean up after myself. I didn't clean up after myself this time. I was in a rush because they was gonna leave me, and I was trying to hurry up, so I ain't had time to clean up. And before we went to Walgreens, my parents said, "Hey, Chasta, how much money you got?" So obviously they knew this your setup, your car.
Right.
I didn't understand that, so I think I said I had like $5. It was like, all right, cool, go ahead. So I come back with this walkie-talkie set and a whole bunch of other stuff. And they say, you got that with $5. And I was like, well, no, I found $20 while we were walking. My dad said, normally my dad would give you a chance to tell the truth. He didn't even give it. He just immediately said, I know you stole it from that church.
He was fed up.
and you gonna stand here and lie? Man, my dad was like, yeah, I'm whooping you. And so then I had gotten so many whoopings. I just be doing stuff. Yeah. I had got so many whoopings up to that point. I was kind of like, I don't really want a whooping this time. So my dad said, I'm going to give you the option.
Oh, that was that time?
Yeah. My dad said, I'm going to give you the option.
Oh, my God.
You want a whooping or you want to fight? I said, fight. He said, I hope you pick that one. My dad hit me in my chest twice. Bow, bow. And I'm like, please whoop me. Can we please start this over? And I just whooped me.
That is
please. So I was like, I'm such an advocate for fathers being in their children's, because it's like, man,
yeah,
you could be the difference from your kid going to prison and not like.
I know he definitely was the difference in you. But and here's the thing. When you have a male child who is what I like to call pro-male, because you got some boys who, you know, they're male. I gotta get that up there. They're, you know, but then you got some who are like this, a man's man.
Yeah,
and they only respect other men. And you had that in you. You were like a man's man. It's like, I don't want a woman telling me what to do. I understand that I am a male, which means I'm over her. I'm supposed to be the head of a family, and you're just not going to tell me how this needs to work. So I think definitely in your case, and Johnny was like that. Johnny was a man's man. He didn't take well. You know, I had to hit him in his chest when he was like 3.
Vivian said, pick and fight is crazy.
Yeah, that is.
DJ said, those big old hands, I'd have never dared to choose that.
But that's how you were. That's what I'm saying. Where it was like, why would you think to say it?
Why would I think? And it's like, the older I got, I'm like, if he ever gave me that option, I'm like, man, would be there. I don't want no smoke with you, man.
I don't want to fight you. Yeah, I don't know why, but you were like that. And so yeah, I agree with you. When you got and I see little boys like that, and when the mothers don't understand that he needs a male, you're not going to cut it. And what they do is they try to get more aggressive,
right?
And all they do is just makes him angrier, and eventually, as he ages, he's going to end up hitting or choking or cussing or something.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna say that I don't want to disrespect you, Mom, but you disrespecting me, and I'm tired of it. So this is my response to that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man, we just and so like I said, growing up in church for me, I never LaJoy said she never understood that choice. I don't think I ever really fed into the whole like your mom's the pastor thing. Like I don't think I ever really fed into it, especially when I got of age, because it's like, well, I'm choosing her as my pastor. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't really care that she's my mom. And I would often say that, and people would be like, oh, you shouldn't say that. And it's like, well, it's the truth. I'm a grown man. I don't care what Your mama said, so what?
I don't care what my mother said.
Your mom said, sit down. Well, tell my mom I said no. I mean,
Right.
your mom said you should do this. Well, I'm glad my mom has an opinion on
Right.
something, but I don't really
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
So I'm like, when people say you only do this because she's your mom, I'd be like, you have no idea who I am as a person then.
Right.
Because for me, it really weighs no factor.
Right.
And
I think when they hear that, they take it the wrong way.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you've never been disrespectful to me.
Never.
I think you tried when you was like 4.
And here come that big man again.
Right. Well, because you thought I was in with y'all.
Yeah.
That was the thing. You felt like he runs the house and you down here with us. So you my peer. So you can't tell me what to do. He tell all of us what to do.
Right.
And that
That
always
makes
so
sense.
funny to me. Oh my God. You were so hurt when you found out I could tell you what to do. You ain't like that at all. You just looked at him. You have been waiting all day for him to come home from work. Because I tried to tell you something. You was like, you can't tell me what to do. That's what Dad do. And I said, no, I can't tell you. You was like, no, you can't. And I think I hit you or something. And you was like, who I'm telling on you. I'm like, this is crazy. And you could not wait for him to come in the house. And when he walked in, me and you both running up to him. And you like, Dad. You looking at me like, let me go. Don't try to get out of trouble now. I'm sitting here laughing. He looking like, what is it? And you like, okay, she hit me today. She told me this. And it's like, now, can she tell me what to do? He laughed. He said, yeah, she can tell you. It was like, no. Boy, that was so funny to us. We laughed about that for a while. But you know what I mean? So coming from that you understood, listen, I'm a man's man. I do what my dad say. That this woman is one who's to be protected. But I'm going to tell you this. I think what people don't understand is when you see God.
Yes.
That's why I love that movie, Harriet. That little scene.
Yeah.
Where the one guy.
Walter.
That was his name.
Yeah.
I didn't even know his name. But the one guy who's up in the tree and he watches and he see what's happening. And after that, she had a loyal. He like, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Whatever you need to do. He wasn't following the woman. He followed the God he saw with that woman.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part that people miss out on.
They really, and I be trying to get people to understand that it's like, you really think it's about my mom. I'm like, and I promise you, it is really not about that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not. And I just had to accept people are not, they're going to believe what they want.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
it doesn't matter how many times I try to explain that to people. They're just going to believe.
People choose to believe what they want.
You're doing it because it's your mom. But now there are some who also see the same thing I see.
Yeah.
And the ones who see what I see, they behave the exact way I behave.
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah, she might be, but nah, like there's something special about her ministry.
I saw God.
And LaJoy said, oh, he's been crazy all his life.
Oh, definitely. Definitely all his life.
And so, and I love talking about this time in my life that, as the pastor, I'm very aware that I don't have to choose you as my pastor. If I do not like your methods as pastor, I can go to another church.
Absolutely.
And I can deal with their methods.
Absolutely.
So I'm never stuck where I am.
And we'll still be cool with each other.
I be trying to say that. Like, we still go out to eat. That's not an issue.
I don't have a problem with you.
But just seeing how, because I was listening, because she, like she said the other day, she would sit the singers down when we was doing too much. You know, she said at one point, she sat Tucci down, she said Sydney down. And I remember it was one time, I can't remember who was about to get set down. And then I suggested, well, just sit all of us down.
It wasn't a suggestion. No. It was commendable. Because the person was under personal attack. Their character and behaviors was just not good.
Yeah.
And it had, someone had intentionally shared some things. And so it was kind of like, I got to make a decision. You're going to have to be set down.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like it would have made the highlight, focus on them even more.
Yeah.
Now, some of the other ones was like, oh, okay, cool, they're gonna be set down. And you said, I don't think it's good for just them because we're in here together.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's good that if one of us is failing, we're all failing.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna let one of us be the target and the rest of us be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just sit us all down and nobody has to know why all of us are sitting down. Yeah, and that's what happened. It was like a sit down in a camaraderie sit down.
Yeah, we all gonna sit.
Yeah, we all gonna sit. We all gonna suffer through this together, and it is what it is.
Yeah, and so I was like, I've seen it happen. Then the other one who had gotten to some stuff that, and people were like praising his failure being made public,
Mm-hmm.
and even then I was kind of like, we shouldn't praise that. Like we should try to cover him as much as we can.
Absolutely, that's biblical.
We really should try to be there for him as much as we possibly can in this moment. And then it was just like when it was my turn and the devil was wearing my back out. I mean, the devil, listen, the devil was whooping me. I mean,
yeah,
he was really just, and I'm not gonna, he wasn't really whooping me because I wasn't fighting. It was more so like because it was after Uncle Rico.
You were vulnerable.
Uncle Rico
he
had
exploited
passed
you at a weak time,
and I was just not okay. I was just not good.
You were not good,
and it's like
none of us were.
We were right. We were just all in a bad position.
Yeah,
and it's like, but at this moment, I'm really just like I'm not myself.
Right.
I'm so far from who I really am.
Yeah.
And it's showing. People are seeing the humanity. They're seeing and it bothered me because it was just like, man, when you were being attacked, I stood by you.
Yes.
And rather than make fun of you, I would make people feel bad for praising the fact that you messed up.
Yeah.
And here it is, your turn to repay that. And so not only am I being persecuted, your leadership is like severely being persecuted. Yeah. Because here it is, when other people do things, you sit them down. But here it is, your favorite. Right. Your ride or die, the one who gonna be, you ain't gonna sit him down because it's gonna make you. Yeah. In that moment, like once I came out of that, and I recently had that conversation when I was telling somebody, to me, what that showed was you didn't trust your pastor.
True.
Because there would be things that she would do that I didn't understand, that I didn't agree with, but I trust your judgment.
Absolutely.
If I'm going to choose you as pastor, I have to trust your judgment. You must
trust the judgment, yeah.
And like there's just people just saying so much, and then it was just like after that, because I asked her, why didn't you sit me down? Because you would have set everyone else, you've set other people down before. Mm-hmm. And she says, Chancellor, I wanted to slam you down. Like, you have no idea how bad, like, how dare you disrespect the Lord's. And I was, listen, people, I was disrespecting the Lord's house like nobody's business. And I wasn't even trying to hide it. At first, I was doing it in a way where it's like, you don't have enough evidence to say, but I know you, so I know you know. Right. She still didn't make a move. So then it became, all right, I'm going to give y'all a little bit more. So, because it's like, I just wasn't going to leave. Yeah. And I could have just left. Because someone asked me, why didn't you just leave? And I was like, honestly, I have no idea. Maybe it was, obviously, it was God still saying, God still holding on to me. Absolutely. And it's like, I know you're not going to leave. And I know you're not going to leave I know you're not going to leave her like that. Yeah. So you don't just walk out on her. You make her make you leave. Yeah. And so I just like, I gave him a little bit more, people, just a little bit more. Like, here's a little bit more. Let me give y'all a little something else to talk about. That didn't work. So now I'm giving enough to where if she didn't know, it's like you blind because your members, it's obvious to them, Chasten is tripping. Yeah. She still wouldn't. And once she said to me, God told me not to sit you down. I told her, I said, listen, I know that was God who told you that. because I'd already had an entire plan
Mm-hmm.
for once you set me down. I wasn't even gonna be mad. I was about to just leave.
Right.
I had made peace with. I cannot talk to Purcell anymore.
Yeah.
I can't talk to my sister. I can't talk to my family because I know I can't answer phone calls because they're going to say to me, Chasten, just come back.
Right.
And then listen, if they have, and I said, I know how this is going to go. Eventually, they going to pull Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, Big Johnny going to call me and say, Moose, I just want to see you, man.
Yeah.
And I know it's going to be a prayer meeting waiting for me.
Right.
So I had made peace with, I cannot talk to my family anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And once I made peace with that, it was like, I'm good now. I can go ahead and so once she said, I was just like, man, I know that was God. And just that I've seen that so much.
Right.
Growing up, I've learned from other people's mistakes. Like when she would be telling people, hey, I wouldn't be talking to them. And they would keep talking and stuff just go bad. It's like, oh, well, obviously she knows something we don't know.
Yeah.
Been studying on the pastor, their role, their job. I encourage everybody, before you pick a pastor, I think you should do a study on pastors. What is their role in your life? What are they supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you will take your pick more seriously.
You should take it. Seriously, I was talking to the friend I was talking to on the phone yesterday. He made a really good point. He's a comical guy, but he made a very good point. He said, there's some people that will go to a church and say, I'm coming to help. He said, and I told them, you shouldn't be going to help. You should be going to get help. He said, because usually when people say they're going to help, what they're doing is trying to take over. They're trying to go be the pastor. They won't let the person pastor them.
Mm-hmm.
They go and try to dictate what the pastor do. And he said, and the thing is, God is sending you there so you can get something, not for you to deliver something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I started thinking about that. And I was like, man, that is so true. I've had people who come and want to be a part of the ministry, and they'll say, yeah, like one guy said, well, I'm coming, I'm going to help you find hundreds of people that you could minister to.
Mm-hmm.
And when we went out to that trailer place,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And it wasn't about him trying to help me. It was about him trying to help himself.
And now, listen, people, y'all wasn't there. I don't know if you could use this word because I'm learning how the social media stuff work. That was not smart.
Right. It wasn't a good thing.
That was not that guy. He out there trying to preach to people. They like, man, like they yelling out the thing. Hey, I'm asleep, man. Like, hey, man, be quiet. I'm asleep. I got to go to work tonight.
Get away from here. Yeah.
Some person came outside yelling and stuff.
Yelling and cussing.
And I'm just like, dude. And I don't know why people feel like that's God's work.
Because he was saying that he don't let the adversity stop him, and I'm kind of like, this is not good because it's not wanted.
Yeah, and that's not adversity, bro.
Right? No, that's poor decision making. But yeah, just the fact of trying to get help. So now I came down. I want to ask you the question that you said I didn't ask you. I'm going to ask you.
Let's ask it.
All right. Was there a time as your pastor mom or mom? No, it's your pastor mom. Was there a time that you felt embarrassed or slighted by me ministering to you? You know what I'm asking?
Oh no, there's never been a time. I mean, and the people who go to the ministry, they say, "Well, she preaching on me. I'll let it be known. She preaching on me."
Yeah,
because I don't. I mean, listen, we're all in bad shape. We all need Jesus. So the only difference for me needing Jesus and you need Jesus, he actually gonna help me because I'm honest enough to say, no, I need it.
Yeah, I need it.
So even whenever she would pray for me, because there was times when she called me out to pray for me, I didn't care. I've never been embarrassed by. And I mean,
like it's okay.
It's never embarrassed me at all because it's like it is what it is. I mean,
it is what it is.
Because I trust that if you're doing, and it's really that. I truly have, as pastor, I've always trusted you as the pastor.
Okay.
And if you call me out to pray for me, or you call me out, because people don't like open rebuke. I love a good open rebuke. Please openly rebuke me. Cause while
That's wild.
you openly rebuking me, I'm gonna be saying stuff you forgot.
Wait a moment. You forgot this Pastor.
You forgot that I also told them this. You left that out. Talk on that a little bit.
Come on, Pastor.
Yo, man, listen, I love a good man, especially if it's about 10,000 people in there. You giving me the spotlight. Cause they gonna be on pins and needles. They not gonna be talking. So now it's just me and you. We having a conversation.
That is messed up.
And Minister Chaston, he be walking through here telling people, I'm gonna throw you off this ship. I sure am. I told them that if I was on that with Jonah, he wouldn't have had that. I'd have just threw it. Go ahead, Pastor. Talk about me. Come on, Pastor. You telling the truth. I yell out. My dad said, if you can't say amen, say ouch. 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 It hurt, Pastor, but hey, it's true. So now that's never been an issue for me.
All right. So what's the worst part about being a pastor's kid for you? What was the worst thing to you?
So, okay, great. One, I always say me being the youngest, it was so much that I will say the older siblings were able to kind of influence my view on.
Okay.
So by the time I got to a certain age where it would have mattered to me, at a young age, I was able to kind of wrestle through those things because the older ones who had gone through the thing of seeing your parents go above and beyond for people. Because if anything, it would be that, seeing my parents go above and beyond, and then them same people will turn on them.
Yeah.
That's always been, I would say, the hardest thing of it, but you kind of just get used to that and just not, for me, it was never so much the people, it was my parents saying, hey, I think you all need to do differently because we know what people are going to do.
Right.
I think you all should do and handle the people differently. And I feel like y'all have always done a great job. I don't think y'all is like, I'm gonna say, but I say this about pastors just in general. I think pastors are too nice. I think pastors, and that's a good thing. I do think pastors should be like nice because you need to be liked.
Yes, you must be liked.
Yeah.
But also, you know what? Okay, because before becoming a pastor, I used to sit and I would say, oh, that pastor just letting them people do. Oh, she should say this. And oh my God, what kind of pastor just let? But then once I got into the role, I found out we're really babysitters.
Yeah.
We're watching God's children for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he tells us how to treat his children.
Yeah.
You see? So although I might want to tell you, baby, please get up and go. Don't ever come back here again. God trains my heart to be able to know you talk about me, you've lied on me, and then you come crying and saying, Pastor, I don't have no food. I need $50 for food. And I might really want to say you, baby, I wouldn't give you $1 for food. God conditions my heart where I need to help his child. Oh, here. No problem, honey. There you go. But he rewards you for your faithfulness and your kindness. So I think that's the thing, when you do the job for him and not for yourself. I don't know. I guess you can't be overly nice, but we show the love of Christ. That's what we're doing.
And I think my ministry, and this is a service that I offer to any pastor who needs it.
Oh my God.
Any pastor who needs somebody who will come to your church and will say to your audience what you need said, but you can't say, please call me, message me. I will gladly come.
But you can't. But even you have to be led of the Father, because you know what that's like.
That is true.
Yeah. That's like me letting somebody watching your kids, and I let somebody come in and cuss your kids out. You're going to be hot with me.
That is very true.
Because it's like, why would you let them come in and do? So you're supposed to be the watcher of that house.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, I can't let that happen. I have to defend the house of God because this is the assignment that he's given me.
Yeah. And then but I also think it's also understanding with pastoring. I mean, I'm not a pastor, but I've just seen it a lot. One thing that I've kind of learned from just watching is you just kind of got to let people do what they're going to do. And it's no reflection of you as a person, a pastor. Right. Listen, people going to do what people going to do. and I can't control them, just like God's not gonna control them. I can't either.
I can't either. But now I'm gonna say this, and I agree. I agree. However, I think because I am the sitter, it's if your kid's doing something, you call and you say, "Hey, is my daughter still on that computer?" She is. Tell her I said turn that computer off and go to bed.
Mhm.
I have to go and say to her, "Hey, your dad said turn off the computer and go to bed."
But there has to be a line between your dad said turn the computer off and go to bed, and then they say to you, "Well, I'm not going."
Right.
Now, well, when your dad get back,
There you go.
so that's
Yes.
why, like that's what I mean.
Right. Yeah, I
is
agree with that.
You definitely have to when there's
Yeah.
correction, for all means, you have to correct.
Yeah, you
But
must.
You can't make them. You can't make that
You
girl
can't-
get off.
No,
and
you've never
go.
been called to make people.
Yeah.
But you have been called to cry loud and spare not.
Mhm.
And so what I take issue with is that there are some pastors who say, well, hey, it's not my job to tell people how to live their lives, and that's not true.
Yeah.
Then what are you preaching about?
I know I don't want no pastor that can't help me.
Yeah.
If I'm like, hey, I think I want to take this job, and you can't help me make a decision, what are you here for?
Well, yeah, you know how I'm gonna help you make a decision. Well, have you prayed about it?
That's true.
Yeah, have you prayed about where we're going to pray? Because when we take it any other place, now we become dictators. And I think that's not good for people
Yeah.
because they become so dependent upon you that they don't have a relationship with Christ.
Mhm.
And so my job is not to steal you away from your parent, it's to help you have a better relationship with your parent.
Yeah.
You know, we're together. I'm watching you, but you know who your parents are, and they've hired me to do this or asked me to do it. So we're all looking to your parents for the decision on your house,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I think when we that mentality shifts, you know me, my personal peeve is when I hear a pastor say, or people say, hey, it's your house. No, it's not.
Yeah.
This is the Lord's house. And I think when pastors start developing that perspective, the view that this mine,
Mhm.
this is mine. I think that's when they go from being donkeys and they start, you know what I mean? They start moving into pride. It is always the Lord's house. It belongs to him. I'm just overseeing it,
Mhm.
doing what he wants me to do. So he gets to dictate what happened here, not me. This not my house. This is the Lord's house.
Yeah.
But is that not what a church is supposed to be?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the Lord's house. And so when we take it and we make it our own, I think it shifts what happens. It even so much so it changes how we is put leaders, who we decide who's going to be the next leader. They don't even ask God anymore. You
Yeah.
know, my son, my daughter, my cousin, my friend, and God is not sanctioning them to do the job.
Yeah, I just saw a pastor. He was just talking about that, how churches let a committee vote
Yeah.
and tell the pastor what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And he said, like, that's not a like you shouldn't. The pastor need to be telling y'all what's gonna happen. How you gonna vote and tell the pastor? He the leader. How you gonna
Right.
tell him what God's saying do?
Absolutely.
So I have a question for you, as
Okay.
a pastor who's had family at your ministry.
Mhm.
One, how does it feel for you to for it to be said it's a family church?
Oh man, that's an excellent question. It used to bother me.
Mm-hmm.
It did. And the reason it bothered me so is the connotation of that, a family church. To me, it signified small, insignificant. And what I've always wanted to do was to create this large
Mm-hmm.
following of people as a female pastor. I wanted to show women can lead in huge numbers. We can do great work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So to say this is a family church to me was keeping me boxed in. It's just you, your kids, your grandkids. That's all it's ever going to be. You're just a family. And I think when you have that mentality, you're not open to other people and you can't expand and you can't grow.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it. Now, when I hear that, I don't care.
Yeah.
And here's why. What I learned is the people who were crying the loudest about it being a family church were the same people who were attacking me most severely.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think they was bothered because it's like, I can't really get you like I want to because you still got too many people close to you who care about you.
Yeah.
And it bothered them. Oh, you just got a family church. So no, you know, there are family members who attend. However, our is much larger than just us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we may be the foundation of the ministry, but we're certainly open to other people coming and taking part and becoming a part of the family.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
So was it challenging for you pastoring family? More especially me though. Like, was I a difficult person to pastor?
Oh, Steph, whatever. You know what, Chas, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I became pastor, when your dad said, "Hey, I'm gonna turn this up, you're gonna become pastor of the ministry," I became prayerful.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I became prayerful because I consult God for any major decision. You know what I mean? Or when I'm at a loss, I don't know what to do. I'm not foolish enough that I just go and Google and try to figure. I'm gonna ask the Father. He knows all things. Okay, God, how should I handle this? What should I be doing? Is where I'm gonna go. And one of the first lessons that God taught me, He says to treat pastoring like I did nursing.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was so interesting because I've seen women, you know, people would say a woman should not pastor because the job is too tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's too emotionally draining for a woman to do. And this is why men should do it because women are too emotional. They're not cut to do it. When God said that to me, because honestly, when I first started and you feel all those darts and you're dealing with all these different personalities and you have people who will boldly say to you, you know, I don't think you're able to do it, or you're not supposed to be doing this. You're a woman, and so you got all this going on with you. Plus, you got your own life.
Right.
It was very emotionally um, challenging. But when God said to me, you have to do pastoring like you did nursing, and I understood what He was saying. I have to clock in and clock out,
Mm-hmm.
and I shifted my mindset that I could go to work and have a patient who's dying and I give them the best attention I possibly could.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing everything. I'm trying to make sure they're comfortable. Anticipate, are you in pain? Trying to wait a minute. And if I got off of work at 3, at 2:50, I start shutting it down. I let them know, hey, I'm going to be leaving. Hopefully, you know, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to be off for a few days. You know, I'm praying for you. I did this, I did that. And when I clocked out, them people there.
Yeah.
I didn't take them home. I was sitting at home talking about, I wonder what so-and-so doing. I didn't call, hey, how so-and-so doing? No, I did. I went and I lived my life.
Yeah.
I started doing that with pastoring, you know, while I'm on duty. And I know it's the pastor's job. It's 24 hours. I'm on call.
Yeah.
And I understand how to be on call.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a 24-hour day job. I'm on call. So I do my best, you know, Sunday, Friday, whenever we have a service, I'm fully there. When that's over, I clock and I do my life. Yeah. So it wasn't challenging. People who were, you know, dealing with some difficulties, I encouraged them to pray. I also prayed for them, but I didn't sit around 24 hours a day with them on my mind. Because I think, and I've known people do that, when it will wear you out.
Yeah.
You know, you going over to their house, just coming to check on you, trying to see how you're doing. You calling them just to see, you know, that's not a requirement.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think I'm a very involved pastor, very loving, caring, but I know how to clock out.
Moesha says the church is like a hospital. Mean it's a place where the sick come, the broken come to get healing, to get peace, to get restoration, etc.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a pastor. I pray to God that I never become one. But I kind of think that's how it should go. That you're here for a time, you come, you do your job, and you leave.
Yeah.
And I do think if you become too consumed by what people are doing, it will start to, because if you're just like, man, I know this person struggles with,
Right.
and you just worrying about them all day, that will mess you up.
It'll mess you up.
And
Yeah, it will.
but church, when people say church is like a hospital, I think I agree with that, but I think people also need to understand. So if you're sick and you're coming here to get, but you must first acknowledge there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
If there's nothing wrong with me, why am I
here?
And if I'm here and I'm by myself, why?
Yeah.
Because this where sick people go. I ain't bring nobody sick. Like, I'm just going to sit at the hospital.
You have just by myself.
I'm just going having a good time at the hospital. Just going to sit. I don't want to bring nobody who's sick. I don't want nothing. I just want to show up to this hospital and hang out.
Right. I just want you to focus on me. But you know what? Is that not discipleship? I think that you refer that people come and as they start finding out this is helpful for me, they know other sick people.
Mm-hmm.
You should come get some help. I'm getting better, and you come so that you all can work on getting better. But I think I don't like this. I feel like in many of our Black Pentecostal churches, and maybe I will expand it. I think your small Pentecostal church, that there is a tendency to be more focused on us and on Him, and I really believe that that's what limits us.
Me and somebody was just talking about that, how the in American church, how certain things matter so much more to them than at other churches. Like, for you really do. I told you about the one time I called the one guy. I had no idea he was ordained as a minister.
Mm-hmm.
I say the name that he's like, it's minister. And I was like, oh, my bad, minister. And it's like, why are you that?
Call him titles.
Why are you impressed with the title?
Absolutely.
Like, why does the title matter to you so much? Like, for me, it doesn't matter. I truly do not care about a title. I think, and this is not, of course, not for everyone, but for some people, it's like, to me, the title you feel like you did.
Right. Or you're more than who you are.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, you're not really doing ministry. You just have a title. Like, that's it. So you have it's also due because of closed-mindedness. Yeah. Biggie says, so you feel like if you're okay or better, your focus should be in people. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So he's saying in terms of like when you go to church. Yeah, I think it should be, we are disciples.
Yes, we are disciples.
We are, and I don't think you're ever going to be a point where you yourself are perfect.
No, I mean, I go to I look forward to the worship. I look forward to the opportunity to be in the presence of the Lord, to worship God, Absolutely. To be an active participant. And, I think when we keep Him, and that's what we're saying, you got to keep Him as the center of attraction.
Yes.
Because you start feeling beyond that. To me, that's when your attitude changes. You lose your joy, and you should always come to church and want to bring other people, because we've been commanded to go out and make disciples of people.
Yeah, title driven. Some leaders. Yeah, I don't get that. The whole title, especially when you be a part of being first, you talk about that. Organizations, but they just make you anything.
They will.
they will. You could come in, brother Lee, organization for a year. You Bishop Lee.
Yeah. Well, and some people make themselves that, but
and it's like, I got to tell him, listen, along with you becoming bishop, what you got to give keeps growing with it. Now, you don't get to stay giving like Brother Lee. You got to now give bishop.
You got to give, and that's why I was going to say, somebody said, this is why they give out these titles, and then they tax it. They put a price on it. okay, because you're over the keepers of the door, then your price is going to be this to represent. And then we got doorkeepers over here. Then you got the ushers. Then you got this. So it's always, I grew up traditional church. I don't care for it because I think the focus is enough on God.
Yeah, I know. Like I'll quickly, and I ask you this question all the time for myself. I will quickly not feel like doing stuff at church. I mean, I could be in the middle of singing and just be like, I don't feel like doing this no more.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what are we doing? You've been saved 50,000 years and you still need somebody to pump and prime. Why are we here?
Yeah, why
like what are we doing?
What are we doing?
And I will I'll sing and I'll cut the song by all we done. Here you go, Pastor.
But
go right on ahead, Pastor. Come on, preach your people happy. Come on. I'm not doing it.
I'm not preaching them happy. So my thing is, and I get exactly what you're saying, but this is for me when I come, I made a decision. And we're getting close to that time.
Yes.
I made a decision as a young believer. Okay, so it's the hype of when you first receive baptism of the Holy Ghost, and I came in, it was having revivals constantly. It was always something hype, and I came from the party life, we gonna get it, we go on music. And so I love that hype, and I used to chase that around, going to different churches. And my mom said, Rochelle, she said, you got to learn how to fellowship with God at home. She said, you ain't always got to go to church. You can have a good time at home. So I learned how to start seeking the Father at home, getting into prayer. Then I would go to church and I wanted everybody, come on, y'all, let's have a good time. Get up. Let's do like we did and people just was like, they wasn't there. My mother said to me, who's stopping you?
Mm-hmm.
If you feel like that's what you want to do, then that's what you should do. Don't worry about if the other people not doing it. Why you get mad at them because they don't want to dance like you? Yeah. You know what I mean? So his mother said, when you went to the party, did you get mad when people didn't dance? Well, if they was at my party, I'm gonna put you out, because if you come into my party, I need you to be lively. We here to have a good time, and if you don't want to have no good time, you're gonna have to get out. But you can't put people out of church.
Yeah, I would.
Wow.
But that's why for me, like outreach, is so important to me, because it's like it keeps me motivated.
Yeah.
Because it's like, and I like, I don't want to say like it's a good thing, bad thing. I mean, God knows it's how I am, and I will get tired of we come into this not the same place, because you're gonna go to the same place, the same people.
Yeah.
And we're doing the same thing.
Right.
In the same way. Nothing's different. It's just the same. And I'm the person that, like, at restaurants, I will at a restaurant, I will just get something different because I'm just tired of getting the same thing.
Right.
And it could be something I've never had, I'd tell, man, just give me something.
Something different. When
we go to this taco place, we go there all the time. That's our taco spot. And we would get tacos every time.
Mm-hmm.
One time we went, I'm just like, man, just give me.
I need something.
It's different. Like, Chastity, have you ever had that? No, but I know I'm tired of having tacos. Like, I'm just like, we come here to get the same thing. Yeah. That's how I feel and so for me, it's like that's what keeps me trying to invite people, because even if it's 50 of the same people, but we got one new person, that's enough. That's enough for me. That one new person, boy, that'll light a fire. Like, come on, hey Purcell, bro, you better be locked in. Y'all singers better be locked in today.
But listen, so then to me, that becomes the experience that you only, and I'm not saying you, but people only get hyped when they see a new face. To me, every time you come, you should make a decision. I'm going to. And then it's at that point, you set a certain atmosphere, regardless of who's there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I agree with you, because you're right. It do make you feel hyped when you see new faces, new people out there. It's like, okay, let's go. But the way you learn how to be a praiser in the midst, I've been in places that everybody been sitting there just looking. But I developed a habit, honey. I came to have church, and I have it by myself. Now, you can sit there, you can watch me, or you can join me. And I have plenty of people who will come to me after and be like, ooh, honey, we sure had some church. You coming back? Because they enjoyed the fact that I got them hyped up. Yeah. Girl, when you went to shouting, you went to yelling, that made me. Because sometimes people need somebody to jump in first.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And
That's
so-
what I think Ty Tribbett said, that we need some fire starters. That's what he
Right.
called them.
I think
He
Uncle
said-
Rico preached a message about that.
He
I'm
said-
definitely a fire starter.
Everybody waiting on the fire to get started. We need some
Yeah.
people to start the fire.
Yeah. I'm a fire starter.
Yeah, that's but like I said, that's just sometimes I know I'll get to that point, but yeah, in terms of like for me being at the ministry, and I've never had a problem with it. It's never been oh, you just go to your mama's church. Is like, I'll tell people in a heartbeat. I mean, listen, we can we have preach off. I'm quick to compete.
Not a preach off.
Oh yeah, we got to preach off. I'm quick to listen. What? Okay, cool. Because I just don't get why they care, why people care that much, But I know I do believe this is the next step for the ministry.
This is the next step,
and things are going to. Oh, that said, I be talking with him.
Do you?
Uh-huh.
Yes, Jesus.
I try to stay in touch with him. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he is a nice guy.
Nice young guy, Samuel.
Yeah,
and yeah, so I definitely try to contact him sometime. But
Mhm.
yeah, I definitely feel like this is the next step, and it's like once we get there, it's people are gonna get to see. It's like they're gonna see these things being done on a much larger scale.
Absolutely.
They're gonna see these things being done where it's like we're the name. We're the name now. When you go to this city, our name will ring.
Absolutely.
People will know.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? And I think every place we get, gone, we were in South Bend. People knew who we were from the work that we did. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So, I mean, even Jonesboro, we was getting our name out there.
Yeah.
But the level of what we're going to do now is just...
And then I think with the... That's him.
Oh!
Let me put my phone on the charger.
Okay.
That's him.
Oh, my gosh. All right.
I appreciate you coming down.
Yes, sir.
Let's
I'm ready to go. I'm going to join
let him up.
from my thing.
Testing.
Put that off.
There you go. He's on.
Can you hear me?
I can certainly hear you. Let me put it where the screen where we used. There we go. The great.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
listen, people, y'all don't know, and he certainly doesn't understand how much I love him. He just don't know.
Oh my goodness. Love you too.
How you doing tonight, Pastor Dewey?
I'm doing outstanding. I'm doing better than I deserve. I tell you that. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I only got you for so long. I gotta say this. I have to. I just wouldn't sleep tonight. My oldest brother, who has gone on to be with the Lord, he loved your ministry, man.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, this is back past before 2011, probably 2008.
Wow.
And we would be talking about preachers, and I would be naming my people Leroy Elliott. And my brother said, his name was Johnny. He said, "You got to go check out Pastor Dewey."
Oh,
and
my
I said,
goodness.
"Okay, I'll check him out." So I listened to you, and I was like, "He can preach. He good, but he don't tune up like." And he said, "Did he close his eyes?" I said, "Nah, he ain't." He said, "Go find a video when he closed his eyes. That's when he preaching. When his eyes closed." And I went and found one. And ever since then, I've been like, "Oh yeah, I'm certainly a Pastor Dewey guy."
You sound like me. When I was much younger, so much of our focus was on the closing part of the sermon.
Yeah.
That we on the gravy part of it, the dessert part of it, we didn't spend enough time on the entree. You know what I mean? So
yes.
and then preaching in different settings. Every setting is not a touch a neighbor, Hammond organ type of setting.
Mm-hmm.
So learning how to be diverse enough to preach in places where they don't express themselves in the same way that we do. So that was something that's been a blessing, because God has opened doors for me to preach really all over the world, and every context is different.
Absolutely.
If you're preaching in Brazil with an interpreter and it's Portuguese, and so being able to articulate that message there in a way, the interpreter doesn't know how to hoop. You know what I'm saying? That's been a blessing and been challenging, but been a blessing to be able to have an audience that you can go in different places and have that type of
Yes.
style. So I'm grateful.
Yes, yes. And you are really good at what you do. My
Well,
sister, everybody, is the one who met Pastor Dewey first and background singing for him. That I love that album. And I'm not saying that because you're here. My sister would tell you it was for like after it came out, probably a month span. I just had that album on repeat. Just especially the I Love the Lord song. I would just let
yeah,
that one play day and night. Is just playing. And because a lot of those songs you can't find anyone singing them the
indeed.
way that it's like, now that's how you're supposed to sing that song. What I know you were saying the songs your daddy used to sing. Was that truly the only motivation behind the way the songs were composed and the way you approached them?
Well, I think that's a mixed bag answer. My father pastored for 50 years, and he was a great musician, a great singer, and he was my first music teacher. Put a guitar in my hand
Okay.
when I was put a guitar in my hand when I was 3 years old, and taught me how to play the guitar, taught me chords, and by age 5, he enrolled me in piano lessons.
Hmm.
By age 8, I could play drums for a church. Actually getting compensated to play drums for a church. And of course, I ended up moving to play some horns in the band. But I ended up my dominant instrument was bass guitar,
Hmm.
and had my own band. As a teenager, preteen, and directed the choir and was a singer. And so I contribute my music artistry to him. I mean, and so he passed away in February of 25. And so we buried him in March of 25. And as a tribute to him, I wanted to honor him
Yes.
um, by singing some of the songs he taught me on guitar, some of the songs he was singing. But also at the same time, people have been asking me at least for probably 20, 25 years, can you just do something with hymns? A lot of things have become more a Christian contemporary music, CCM, more inspirational.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of hard to find, as you said, that genre of music that's produced in this era, digital era that still sounds good. And so some of the arrangements, some of the vocal stylings were his, but then the arrangements, what I wanted to do was maintain the essence of the songs
Hmm.
and the grit of them and the church of it and the soul and the spirit of it. But at the same time, do some chords and I said put some armor all on tires. So the younger musicians could hear it and it could be fun to play it. So
Yes.
musically, and so we're very intentional about how do we put vamps on them to really just update them without losing the essence of the song. So that's what we try to do, and I'm just very excited because most of those songs really came just out of worship. They weren't playing. I mean, they just came out of the worship experience, and we just had so happened to. So we're gonna record them live. I'll be
Yeah.
in church, songs drop in my spirit, and when I tell them that, I tell them put me in the red. They know that means we just recorded, and of course recorded, came back, and your sister and David and so many others came to help us do some of the vocal productions of it, and John Webb, my producer, and we just put together. We wrote some of them, so we arranged them, and I'm just so thankful that I think we were able to really honor my dad, honor gospel music
Hmm.
because we don't hear it, and I think people are now. I'm excited that I'm hearing people going back to hymns.
Yeah.
For a long time, people wouldn't play them, and they weren't in vogue, and so I'm glad we did that last year because even now CC Winans has hymns project out and
Hmm.
Stewart Brothers, and so I'm seeing Ricky Dillard did a hymn and jazz project back in the early part of this year. So I'm really excited that hymns are becoming more in vogue, and young people like yourself, for those who didn't go up in the church, it's one thing to know Israel or Maverick City or all those things, but
Right.
do you know the hymn book? So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm glad that you appreciate the music of it because that means the word to me because that's what I want
I,
to do.
listen,
Introduce to the younger generation. Yeah.
I really do. I be at when we having our gathering, I just look at my sister and I start imitating you. And she'd just start laughing and being like, "Come on, Pastor Dewey, sing that song." So yeah, I really did. I really did enjoy that. And what's funny about it, I have a very, very particular taste in music. Like my
Wow.
sister gets with everything, my brother, they get with. I'm the one that's like, it could be a number one hit, and I'm like, that's trash. It's absolutely horrible. And like the moment she played, like when yours came out, of course we supported it. And from the moment, the very first track, and I like songs I can just play through. I don't like because I be doing stuff. I like being able to
Yeah,
just play the album through. And I was certainly
yeah.
able to play it through. Now, a couple of songs I did start it over. That Trouble in My Way. I started that over a couple times. You know, we got we gotta let that run a little bit. And just the whole album was just absolutely phenomenal. So now as
You-
a preacher, singer, I put you in the category of he's not a singer, he's a preacher that can sing.
wow.
What do you classify yourself as a singer, or are you saying no, I'm a preacher, I can just sing? What do you
That's
classify it as?
it's amazing. It's amazing that you said this because when I was 15, I had the opportunity to sign with RCA Records for
Mm-hmm.
secular R&B. R&B. Um, I was called to preach at 13, but my father wouldn't let me sign with him. I didn't understand it then. And when I started preaching at age 17, I was a choir director, and my dad and many of my mentors in Middle Georgia, I'm from Macon, Georgia, they were like, "Hey man, as a preacher, you will never be fully respected if you're directing this choir and playing this piano. So we know you love music, but we need you to prioritize your preaching because right now people see you as a choir director, as a singer, piano player, minister of music. We need you to move from that." And so it was a struggle for me because I had so many songs I had written through the years, and I've heard so many others struggle with this. I've talked to late Pastor Clay Evans about it. He struggled with this. I've talked to Bishop Marvin Winans about it, Bishop Marvin Sapp, Pastor Charles Jenkins, Pastor Shirley Caesar, Bishop Paul Morton, and just a host of others. They've had the same issue that people, Pastor Donna McClurkin. I've talked to so many who are musically inclined, and they felt like people place more value on their singing. And so for a long time, I wouldn't write music. I wouldn't record it because I wanted to be known as the preacher. And
Yes.
my mom, before she passed away, said, "Baby, listen, David was not just the king. He was a musician. He was a shepherd. He was a poet. He was a
Mm-hmm.
writer. So don't," she said this to me. She said, "Baby, boxes are for things and not people. And if
Mm.
God gave you that, if God gave you the gift, because I know you're really unhappy because that's a dream you've had since you were a child." And so when my mom passed away, that's when I decided to do my first album, solo album, in her honor in 21. And so I am I'm not a preacher, I'm not a singer, I'm a man of God who's placed on this world, well, with the to bring hope to the world. My purpose is to
Yeah.
bring hope to the world. I'm a hope dealer. Who are you, preachers? I'm a hope dealer. I'm a hope dealer, but God gave me a variety of gifts by which I could make my purpose come to fruition.
Yes.
Preaching, teaching, writing, singing, business. So I'm a hope dealer with the gift to sing. So I don't like to label myself as either one. I'm a vessel,
Okay.
I'm a child of God. However God wants to use me, that's how I want to be used.
Yeah.
We don't have to
So now,
choose. We don't have to choose.
yeah, I'm with you on that. So now, growing up in church, being a PK, I'm also a PK. How did you manage all of those emotions from being young in ministry, still trying to live life, trying to make your own mistakes, but you have this call on your life to ministry? How did you manage that and not feel like my failures somehow are embarrassments to my parents who are leaders in the church?
It was tough. I was called to preach when I was 13, but I was also an athlete. And
What's which
I did
sport?
not
Which
want
sport?
all of them: football, basketball, baseball, and track.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was gifted athlete. And I I swore, I took a vow. I would never preach. My grandfather was a preacher. My father was a preacher. On my maternal side, filled with preachers, and I just declared, "Lord, let me do anything else except this." And so I ran. I ran for almost 5 years because I was always, known for being, "Hey, that's Smith's son. That's That's Pastor Jack Smith's grandson. So the pressure, particularly being in a small town, you know, being in a band, I played in a band, and in the band, we played music that wasn't church music. We played Earth, Wind, and Fire back in the day, or LTD, and people would just be like, "Oh, the pastor's son up there with the bass guitar playing Earth, Wind, and Fire." So the saints and the judgment was so horrible that as a 14-year-old, you couldn't be a kid. You know what I mean? And so I didn't want to do it, and so I struggled with, okay, God, give me what you called me to do, and I ran from it. I never want to be an embarrassment to my family, but at the same time, I realized that a lot of people in the church who will hold me to this higher regard because I love music, when everything I played was not James Cleveland. I realized early on that a lot of them were hypocritical and judgmental because they listened to the stuff I was playing publicly. They listened to it private. So, nobody goes on nobody goes on their honeymoon and listens to the Mississippi Mass Choir. Nobody dances to "What a Friend We Have in Jesus." You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
I learned early on. It's okay to sing about love. It doesn't have to be violent or misogynistic or objectifying women. It could be beautiful music that's inspirational, and encouraging. So a lot of people don't believe that. They just want you to listen to all you can listen to is gospel. And I just think you can listen to music. You can listen to jazz. You can listen to music as long as it doesn't move you to do anything else. And listen to music. So I'm just a little different theologically. I think you can listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire. I think you can listen to
Yeah.
Anita Baker, Luther Vandross, and still be a child of God. That's just my opinion. That's
You
just my
left out
opinion.
you left out David Ruffin, but I'm gonna let you slide with
But
that. You left him
well,
out.
hey man, well you can't leave out the Temptations, Dave Ruffin, Dennis Edwards. You can't leave them out. It's so many, but my
Yeah.
favorite was Sam Cooke. So you can't leave them all. You can't leave them
Oh,
all.
listen, people. If I didn't love Pastor Dewey enough, he just said his favorite is Sam Cooke. Give me 1 second, Pastor Dewey.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Just give me 1 second, Pastor Dewey.
Take your time.
Just 1 second, Pastor Dewey. He said his favorite is Sam Cooke. I just want him to see something really quickly. Just
Man,
real quick.
if I had you in my office, I'd show you pictures all around my wall with Sam Cooke. I see.
Just real quick. And David Ruffin is
Yes.
also a favorite. So
Yeah,
because I
David.
agree with you,
Yeah.
I do think that people put such a when you say that you love the Lord and you are Christian, they do kind of put such
Yeah.
a stipulation on everything about you. I remember someone asked
Yeah.
me, I asked this question. If you are about to pass, you on your deathbed, what's the last song you want to hear? And I told them, please turn on Shaka Khan, Ain't Nobody. Please turn that on. And let me go out. let me go out. Let me go out happy. They say you don't want to hear no church. I said, no, God know I don't want to hear that. He know I want to hear Shaka Khan, Ain't Nobody. And if I make it to the end of that, please turn on Say a Little Prayer. Please turn that on. So with that, how do you, because you're also a pastor and a public figure, do you let that kind of mess with you when it's like, I do want to listen to Anita Baker, but I know how people are going to look at me and they're going to feel like he's supposed to be a pastor. Why he listening to that? You don't let it bother you at all?
Not anymore. Not anybody who follows me. No, I mean, I don't try to be one thing. In church. I mean, we have weddings in churches. People get married.
Yeah.
They sing to different music, and I just don't let people any longer put me in bondage. Every good and every perfect gift came from above. You read the book of
Mm-hmm.
Song of Solomon. So what I realize now is people, no matter what you do, people are going to talk. And I just try to make sure that I work out my own soul salvation in fear and trembling. What I do, it honors God. What I do, it is not objectifying. It is not um, dehumanizing. It is not demonizing. It is not disenfranchising. It can be all good fun if you're at a family reunion. If you want to line dance, to wobble or do a slide, whatever. I mean, come on, man. It's just like I just think, people don't have balance in life, and I just don't think. I think it's a fear. It's a fear-based reality. Most people have relationship, and they don't have. Most people have religion. They don't have relationship. And
Mm-hmm.
and God We don't have to walk around fearful with these rules. It's by grace that we're
Yeah.
saved. Not Bible never says thou shalt not listen to David Ruffin and thou shalt be saved. It's my belief in Jesus Christ and his finished work on the cross. And so music is a beautiful thing. It has charms to soothe the savage beast. And so man, listen to your David your Ruffin, listen to your Sam Cooke or your Shaka Khan and enjoy life. Because no matter what you do, somebody's gonna talk. You
Yeah.
know you have to let it be from your own conviction. As long as you're right with God, nothing else matters.
So listen, people, I want to say this. Pastor Dewey is such a nice guy. At his live recording he did, y'all know me, I'm a talker. I'm a talk, I'm gonna say what I gotta say. And Pastor Dewey stood there, he laughed at me. He thought the stuff I was saying was funny. And afterwards he was just so patient and kind. Where do you think that for you, where did that come from? Because, and I mean, I don't know if you want to establish yourself as a celebrity, but you are somewhat of a celebrity. How do you manage being celebrity, pastor, but also person, where people can come, talk, be approachable, and all of that? How do you manage that?
Well, here's my thing. Man, I was born in Macon, Georgia. Um, Very few people in my family went to college. My dad was the first one of his family to graduate from college. My mother was the first one of her side of the family who graduated from college. There's 90,000 people in my city right now, including the cats, the dogs, the pigeons, and the roaches. So, and where I grew up, we knew everybody. We knew our neighbors. I love older people. We speak to people.
Mhm.
My grandfather, my father, we stay at the church. We shake every hand. We don't preach and run out. To this day, when I preach on Sundays, I stay right there and will shake. I stay there for 2 hours and shake every hand and take every picture. It's just I love people, because I realize, the Bible says, if you want to be, if you exalt yourself, you're gonna be abased, and humble yourself under the hand of the Almighty God, He'll exalt you. It's really simple. You want God to pull you down, lift yourself up. God resisted the proud, but gives grace to the humble. So I do my best to try to walk with a humble heart, because I realize everything I got, God gave it to me. Let me tell you something, man. If only 10 people or 5 people showed up to hear me preach on Sunday, I got to be grateful, because that's 5 more than I deserve. And so
Yeah.
my mantra has always been, and I live by this for 38 years, and I teach this, I preach this everywhere I go. If you will stay small enough long enough, God will make you big enough soon enough. And He determines
Mm.
what's big enough. So just treat people right, because everything we have, how am I going to be arrogant about a gift that's not even mine? If, Everything I got, God gave it to me. So,
Yeah.
I just believe in treating people right and giving God the glory. So however people see me, I would rather make an impact on people than try to impress people. And Edward Guest once said, I'd rather see a sermon than hear one any day. And so I just
Mm.
think we've allowed too much. The problem is too many ministers are trying to be many stars and not
Mm.
realizing
Mm.
we're all servants. We're all servants.
Yeah. Yeah. And listen, I've been to his church a few times. He really do that. He will stand there. You can come take a picture, shake his hand, all of those great things. And I listen, like I said, I'm a huge fan of Pastor Dewey. I think his ministry is amazing. He's an amazing singer, amazing preacher. And so with your start, how did you get your start into pastoring? What was that journey kind of like? Was it challenging for you coming from under such other great pastors? What was that kind of like for you?
Well, I started preaching when I was 17, my senior year in high school. And I graduated from high school and I came to Atlanta for college. I went to Morehouse College. And the first year, um, I was preaching almost every Sunday, across the state. And my sophomore year, when I was 19, um, Pastor Hudson at Beulah Land Baptist Church, which was ironically my great grandmother's church. So part of my family were members of Beulah Land. Part of my family went to Beulah Baptist. The other part went to Beulah Land. And so
Mm.
my paternal great grandmother was a mother in Beulah Land. My grandfather was an associate minister at Beulah Land. And so Pastor Hudson was the pastor. And in 1988, he took ill, began to get sick. And as his health started to decline, it was a 2 Sunday a month church. He had two churches, one downtown, the larger church, and Beulah Land was a small church that had worship twice a month. And so he would ask me to fill in for him. So I would come from college, the Sundays when his health wouldn't allow him to preach, and I'll preach for him. I'll fill in for him several times. And in Thanksgiving Day of 1989, he passed away. And when he passed away, Thanksgiving of 1989, the church was without a pastor, and they called me. Never shall forget, the first Saturday of March of 1990, and they asked me, could I come preach for them, because the pastor they had scheduled to come preach for them, who's trying out for the church, he had a mix up in his schedule, or something happened. The pastor couldn't make it, and would I come and preach for him? And so I consented, and I went and preached for him. I was 19, and when I preached for him, I never left. I preached that week. They asked me to come back the next time. I came back the next time. They asked me to come back the next time. I came back the next time. And on that fourth time, they said, "Will you consider being our pastor?" And had about 48 members on the membership roll, about 20 active members at the time. And they called a church meeting, and they elected me as a pastor. And I stayed there for almost 14 years. And I love that church to this day. I mean, they took a chance on me when I was a kid in college, and God did great work. But it was God's doing. Everybody thought I wasn't gonna make it. Like, why did they call this boy? I would travel back from Atlanta. I had a 1981 Toyota Corolla Tercel that went 35 miles per hour downhill with the wind behind it. And but I traveled back and forth. I was faithful. I came back on Bible studies. I came to every meeting. I was a choir director. I was a church secretary. I was a minister of music. I was a custodian. I was a landscaper. I painted the church, and I went there and served. Yeah, I served, and that's how I got my start.
So from your start, such humble beginnings, and I'll be honest, I know when I've always looked at where you are now, and I'm familiar with who your dad is, and so I've always thought Pastor Dewey came into a big church. Like, when he got going, it was nothing challenging, because he kind of started. His dad laid the foundation, and Pastor Dewey came in and just went to another level. I'm obviously wrong, and please tell me, because
you've never been more wrong about anything in your entire life.
And so, because we're a small ministry, growing, working, and so how did that go for you when we're small and you're doing everything? Go ahead.
Well, if I can be brutally honest with you, it was really a source of pain for my family and I, which made me, the album I did last year for my dad, the one that you spoke of earlier, which really touches me, because a lot of people don't know. Well, some people know my story, because I've been honest about it. But my father and I, my siblings and I, were estranged from my father for a very, very long time. Which is another whole nother story. And but my father had major issues with me becoming a pastor. As a matter of fact, the way he handled it at the time really was not affirming in any way, shape, or fashion. I mean, for instance, he had the biggest church in Middle Georgia. He was a legend. And when they called me to pastor the church, I mean, he said to the whole church, they called a boy, he won't make it 3 months. And this is on the radio. This was live. And he was just an authoritative figure, and he hated it. It was painful. So I was not supported at all by my dad, at all. I later learned as I grew that part of his challenge was he really wanted me to finish college. He wanted me to finish my education, because a lot of his colleagues that he started with in ministry, when they start pastoring young, they got so involved in life that they didn't finish their education. And so he never got a chance to go to seminary. So he wanted me to go to seminary. He wanted me to stay focused on my studies. So that was number one. I learned before my grandmother died, my dad's mother, she told me once, she said, well, the reason why your dad fought so hard, and unfortunately, he and I never had this conversation, but the reason why he was so against and so in the same it was very hurtful. She said because he never got over the pain of you leaving.
Mm,
Um, his dream was for you to succeed him. I said, well, but here's the irony of that. He never told me.
yeah.
And I'm really glad he didn't, because think about this. My dad just retired in August of 2022.
Oh
So
wow. Yeah.
so next month will be 4 years that he retired. So he stayed 50 years. So what in the heck would I have been doing for the past 30? You,
Right.
you see what I'm saying? And,
Right.
and and I told my grandmother and my siblings, I said, I'm so thankful that he didn't tell me, because he had such an impact on me. If he had said to me, I don't want you to leave, I would have never left. And so I
Yeah.
had I had to learn early. I had to learn early on the difference between my daddy and God as my father. My dad was placed on earth to give me life and to give me my DNA and to point me and to train me, but my dad didn't call me.
Mm,
My dad gave me my biology, but God gave me my theology. And so I had to realize there's a difference between my parent and my God. And I knew I was ordained by God. I know I was called by God. And I know God told me to go to that church. And as difficult as it was for me for years to be to feel that tension with my dad, because our churches were literally maybe a mile and a half apart. But his work was different, but I knew I was in the will of God. And that's one of the most difficult things I've had to do in my life, is learn how to hear God for myself. Because sometimes even those you trust, your mentors, your parents, they can have good intentions. They can be well-meaning, and they want to care for you and protect you and come from a good place. But at the end of the day, it's better to trust in God than to put confidence in man. And so, and the other reason, what you just said about, I thought his my dad did nothing to support nothing. I mean, I had nothing. I think our church had $300 in the bank when I got there. I was making $50 a week, driving back and forth. But I realize now, even in that, it was painful then, because my dad very easily could have helped me. But now I have the testimony. God did it.
yeah.
God did it.
Yes.
God did it. So I learned things from watching him, of course, lessons and how he led. So I was blessed to pick those things up. But in terms of resources and people, everything that happened to me in that ministry, God did. God did. Not my dad, not my mom, no denomination. God did it. And so my allegiance is to him. It's in him we live, in him we move. And so as much as I love the impact my grandfather had in my life, the ministry and the pastoring, God called me, and the blessings, God did it. No man, not even Dewey Smith, can take credit for what has happened in my pastorate. God did it. And sometimes man's extremity is God's opportunity. And if man or woman helps you, they can take credit. Or you mistake them,
Hmm.
and see them as a source and not God. No, everything in my ministry, God did it.
So now I know my mom not crazy, because my mom really believes stuff like that, Pastor Dewey. I'm gonna tell the truth. I struggle there. Faith is not my strong. I don't preach on faith. I don't encourage people to work on faith, because that's not me. I'm not a man of faith. I'm a man of, I see an option. I'm gonna make this happen. Um, so man, that's
Well,
really
well,
good, because
let me just say this: without faith, it's impossible to please God.
yeah. Well, he's not pleased with me then, Pastor.
So,
keep
so
me in your prayers.
that's
I told my mom, I know
that's
when I talk, God look at me and say, that boy's so crazy. He just don't know nothing. And he think he's smart. he just be just don't know nothing. But I'm working on that area of my life, the faith area. So how
you,
did that
you
come easy to you? Well, I don't want to say easy. How did that
hmm?
become kind of like your fault, not even your fallback, but your option, that
it,
unless
it,
God do
it,
it, it just can't be done?
it's my default. It's who I am. It's who I am because that's how I started. Um, it's all I know. It's all I know. I was a 19-year-old pastor, traveling back and forth, Um, you know, my dad helped me. My dad helped me with school for my first year, and he gave me, I had to feed myself. I had to find my own apartment. I had to put gas in my car. I had to fend for myself. I had to go out and preach and make money, raise money to renovate the church. I had to do it. I had to put the work in. And also faith is inclusive of works. That's another sermon. But it's almost like all I've ever had was God. I had to trust him for everything. And he keeps on doing that. And God has never put me in a situation where I had a bunch. I look at some of my colleagues they inherit a lot. And and there's a difference in pastorate. There's a difference between an inheritor and a builder. I got friends who inherited great ministries with great choirs and great facilities and great systems and structure. And I thank God for them. They went to churches with millions of dollars in the bank and great leadership. That's not my testimony. Every church I've ever went in, both of my churches had zero in the bank. When I came to Atlanta 22 years ago, we had a negative $40,000 in the bank. So every
Wow.
building program, every building we've ever bought, when we bought the building, we had nothing in the bank. We bought our cathedral in 2009. We bought that cathedral had zero in the bank once we closed on it. So everything I've ever done, God has had to do it, and so I trust Him. I trust Him, and so for me, it's I attempt something that's so great that failure is guaranteed unless God steps in.
Mm,
And
man.
so for me, if I can do it, if I can see it, that ain't faith.
Right.
If I had the resources, I don't need God. And so God honors faith and faith honors God. And for me, I'm just speaking for me because everybody's different. It's just been who I've been. I've had no choice since I was 19 years old. I worked. I've had a couple jobs in my life. I worked. At 15, I worked at lawn service, cutting grass. Then I worked at Piggly Wiggly, the meat department. I came to Atlanta and I worked at Amoco gas station for one night. The first night I worked there, the place got robbed. That was my first and last night there. I worked as a post office casual for about 6 months. My last job was I worked at Rack Room Shoes. Um,
Mm,
my sophomore year of college in Buford Highway. And so and so when I got called a pastor, I left Rack Room Shoes. I was in Scott. So since I was 19 years old, all I've done full time is ministry. I've had since when I started pastoring. I've had some other things along the way and entrepreneurial things, but my bread and butter has been ministry. So it's been me depending on God for 19 years. Me depending on God got me through college. Me depending on God, you know, allowed me to buy my first home. Me depending on God allowed me to help me take care of my brothers and my sisters. Me depending on God, allowed me to invest back into the church and making to buy a new building. Me depending on God, ministry. So God is taking care of me exclusively through ministry for the most part since I was 19 years old. And to God be the glory. To God be the glory.
yeah, that I know because I in my prayer time and even when me and my wife speaks, and she's always on me about that. That's and I believe her. That's the next step in my life is I gotta learn how to lean on God. Like that's just the next step, and I believe it's because until I do that, what He has for me, He can't give it to me.
Now let,
You
now
know.
let me say this. Let me say
Okay.
this to you because I don't want you to beat yourself up. You do have to get. You can't. First of all, we're part of we call our community the faith community. We're the only somebody who are part of a community that we don't believe that we don't live by it. I'm in the faith community, we don't have faith, right? It's just, what do you do to that? But in all fairness, I don't want you to beat yourself up too bad because I see why you are married.
Hmm.
You have a family, and when you get married, there's certain responsibilities. You are a provider, and and going into ministry, being involved in ministry with a family as a provider brings a set of pressure on you that I didn't have. So while our stories are different, I was a single man. Yeah, I was single. My first 5 years of pastor, I was a single man, and so it's just me. And so having a wife does bring on a different dynamic because now you have responsibility to provide. So don't beat yourself up. But I do say you have to find a way to balance being a provider, and that's numbers. You can't go home and say, "Baby, hey, we just gonna live by faith and Georgia Power gonna get paid." No. I mean, the Bible says the man who doesn't work, doesn't eat, and the man who doesn't provide for his house is worse than an infidel. So it is a fact-based type of reality. So don't beat yourself up. However, in ministry, God is going to require you to find ways to step out on faith. And there's also a thin line between faith and foolishness. To trust him, and it's doing your part. But if you have the resources, if you have the know-how, if you have the finances, if you have the money, then that's not faith. Faith comes in when it's beyond what you have, what you can see. You always leave, here's my budget. Here's what I can see. Here's what I know we got coming in. But God, let me trust you for the next level. And take me from glory to glory and faith to faith. So don't beat yourself up, but you got to be more prayerful and discerning, and you got to trust him. And that's not based on what you see. Faith is something, evidence things of not seeing. You operate more by the seeing. We walk by faith, not by sight. So you got to balance a little bit more. You got to balance a little bit more. But don't beat yourself up. But you do have some growth in that area.
Oh, absolutely.
And I do believe that some things that are on hold for you that can't be released until you get there.
Yeah, and I tell my mom, because she'll say to me, "Chas, we walk by faith, by sight." I said, "Walk by faith." I just look a little bit like I'll open my eyes at some point, Pastor Dewey, just to make sure I ain't about to walk into a ditch. So one question I definitely want to ask before you have to go, it was two. Do you remember the very first message you preached? And then,
yes, sir.
What your favorite that you've preached?
The text I preached from that night was 2 Timothy 4:6-8. For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. I fought a good fight. I've finished my course. I've kept the faith. Henceforth, there's laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them that also love his appearance. That was the text I preached my first sermon. And my message was entitled, Working and Worshiping for My Crown. Working and Worshiping for My Crown. That was that message I preached that night.
Okay. Now, what's your favorite message that you've preached?
That's interesting. That's a tough question. Wow. The favorite message that I preached. Let me say it this way. I think, man, you know how many thousand sermons I preached.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. And I started writing sermons weekly when I was 13. So that's been over 40 years. So I would say, let me if you let me rephrase your question.
Absolutely.
I would say, because I go through seasons, I would say this, the most impactful sermon.
Okay. And I actually think that was a comment, the most impactful or most memorable, some style that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me say the one that's impacted me the most. The sermon that arrested me the most. And it still sits with me. I preached it in 2014. And I preached it at the International Pastor and Leadership Conference. Bishop T.D. Jakes invited me to preach that closing service. And it's called What's Wrong with the Carpenter? What's Wrong with the Carpenter?
You got to talk. Just give us a little bit of what because that sounds really good. Give us a little bit.
What I introduced it. I played a movie clip from Indiana Jones, and it was the search. I don't know which one it was, but they were trying to find the cup that Jesus drank from. And what happened, they came into this room. It was a knight there, there was a thief there that had him hostage. Long story short, because they feel that whoever they could find the cup that Jesus drank from, that they could find eternal life. So they came into this big, huge room which was filled with cups. And the guy who was the robber who was trying to kill them surveyed the table and he saw all these varieties of cups. And the knight says, one of these are the cups, but you got to choose wisely. And the guy, the robber, looks and he sees a cup that was very royal and regal looking with rubies and diamonds. He picked up the cup and he drank from it. He drank from it and he died on the spot. I mean, he just disintegrated. Then Indiana Jones looked at the table. He looked at all those. They showed the different cups. In the very back, he saw this wooden, tattered, torn cup. He picked that cup and he drank from it and he lived. And they asked him, "Well, how did you know that was the cup he drank from?" He said, "This because it looked like the cup of a carpenter." So that's how I introduced the sermon. That was the sermon introduction. But the text was Mark 6, where it says when Jesus was in Nazareth, his hometown, and the Bible says that the people were saying, "Who is this guy? He's one of us. Who does he think he is?" And it says he could do no great work there because of their unbelief. So his hometown in Nazareth didn't believe him. That this is carpenter's son. That's special about him. He's just a carpenter. And right there, the revelation came to me that we live in a day where
Oh my God, I caught it. Yo, what's wrong with the carpenter? Oh my gosh.
So I juxtapose everybody want to be kings and queens, and nobody wants to be carpenter.
What's wrong with the carpenter?
What's wrong with the carpenter? And so we hear about this kingdom mentality. I'm a king. I'm a joint heir, and we got these big thrones in the pulpits. Everybody wants to be kingly, but Jesus was both king, but he also was carpenter. And so a lot of people, we want to emulate royalty, but not duplicate carpentry.
Yeah.
And what happened is the Bible says he left.
Mm-hmm.
And he couldn't do any mighty work there because they only wanted the king side. And what's happening in the 21st century church is we got too many kings and queens.
Yeah.
Who want to be served, but don't want to have the other side of Jesus, which is carpentry. And that's why I made about. And so that sermon is almost like I mean, it's been probably transcribed in 100 different languages across the world. Everywhere I go to this day, people still talk about that message. And I think for me, it was like it was out of my spirit, but it's almost like a tune-up, like to keep you centered.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what God does. You got to remember that you. So that's why I don't mind picking up trash in the church. That's why I don't mind if I got to come and clean a toilet or help pick up chairs. You know, to pastor, you don't have to do that. Yes, I do. Although I am an heir and a joint heir, but I'm also a servant.
Yeah.
And right now, too many people want to serve and don't want to be served. And I think what happens is we see that on TV, we think that's success, but not service is. And so Jesus. So what's wrong with being a carpenter?
Yeah.
We got too many kings and queens, not enough carpenters.
Yeah, I gotta find that one. Now, is that on YouTube?
Yeah. I'm sure it is. I'm sure. Sir,
Yeah,
I'm sure. Absolutely.
I gotta find that one.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That reminds me of something that I started saying to my mom, because I did grow up in church. I've been around a lot of preachers, and one of the things that I actually judge preachers by is their level of humility. Anybody can preach. ChatGPT can put together one of the greatest messages you ever heard. You know, and if you got the right band, you could put a nice little shout track and everybody gonna run and dance. I said to my mom, what I started doing that because the greatest thing about Jesus was his humility. It wasn't the fact that he could lay hands and things happen. It wasn't any of that. It was the fact that Jesus went down and washed his disciples' feet. And I told her, we want to do everything else Jesus did. Turn water to wine, open blinded eyes, raise the dead. And the one thing we will not do is be humble.
Lord have mercy.
And after I realized that, it's like I've made that a thing for me that I don't care, and I do think I'm somebody. I'm gonna let you know right now, Pastor D.
Well, you are. Well,
and,
you're child of God. You are. You are. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
but it's like I'm never so caught up in myself that I can't I can't speak to somebody. We deal with the homeless population. Never in a position where you can't shake my hand, you can't hug me, you can't. Man, it's not that serious. It's nothing. Jesus would allow you to hug him, touch him, and all of this stuff. Who are we to think that nobody can touch us? You know,
It-
that's
it-
why I always say the one thing about you I do love is just your humility. Like that to me
it-
is the greatest thing you can have.
I'm humble about it. It's funny you said that because that night when I preached that message, I said, the book of Hebrews says that we have not a high priest who cannot be touched with the feelings of our infirmities, which means Jesus can be touched. And it's a shame when Jesus can't be touched, but preachers can't.
Yeah.
And so for me, that scripture is one of the most frightening verses in the whole Bible. And that Mark 6, it says, and he could do no mighty works there. And it says, and he left.
Hmm.
In his hometown, he could only save a few sick people
Yeah.
because they were more focused on being on his king, on looking for a king and not the carpenter.
Yeah. Yeah, that
So
sounds like a
that
powerful message, man.
yeah, that's probably the most impactful message I preach for me that has stuck with me now 12 years. And
Yeah.
and I think that has probably one of the most popular messages I've ever preached in terms of just leaders saying, Pastor, I've been impacted by it. I mean, um, schools and universities they study that message, and
Wow.
it still blesses me to this day. And it's 12 years old. I preached it in March of 2014, but it's on YouTube. What's wrong with the carpenter? Yeah,
Yeah. Now and it's self-claim. No one else has claimed me to be this.
yeah.
I claimed it. That I am the you can preach and the anointed police. If
My
I don't say
God.
if I don't say somebody is anointed, they're not. And I
Oh
don't
my
care. The whole world could be running around saying it, and I'd be like, until I say it. And if a person can preach, and the reason I do that is because one, I know people they like because they like you, they gonna just say, no, they can preach, and it's like, come on, man. They're I tell people, listen, you, wonderful preacher, Bishop Paul Morton. Oh my gosh, that Bishop
Yes,
Paul
Lord.
Morton is a
Yeah,
wonderful preacher.
one of my heroes.
I met him once, and I went to his church, and he was again extremely nice. Let me talk to
Absolutely.
him, and I told him, I said, now you can preach, but my mama, she'll take you out, doc. He just started laughing. He said, well, who is your mama? I said, well, you don't know her, but just be looking for Rochelle Lee. You'll find out. I put my I put my mama up there, and I just kind of let y'all dance around and do your thing. But for you, who are your top three preachers?
Is that alive? Is that
It could be
living?
alive, deceased, whatever, however you want to name
Wow. Hmm. Wow.
them.
Gee. Um. Wow. Three?
Three.
That's so
We
tough.
going you
All
know what?
right.
We'll be nice. We'll give you five. We'll let you take five.
Uh, um. The two preachers who've had the most impact on me. Um. One was my homiletics professor and mentor. His name was Joel Gregory,
Hmm.
white Southern Baptist preacher. Uh, he gets me as a thinker. Um, my other was my mentor. He's passed away. His name was Mac King Carter.
Okay.
Um, he started mentoring when I was 16. Woo, this is a tough one. The third one probably Bishop G. Patterson.
A lot of people like G. Patterson. Yes.
Yeah, I love his ministry because he was able to, even though he was Church of God in Christ, he could fit ably in any setting.
Hmm.
He was one of the first preachers I saw as a kid You could put him in Baptist setting. You could put him in AME setting. You could put him in a white setting. And so it was impactful for me because I felt that's the kind of ministry God called me to do, to be able to be diverse.
Yeah.
There was a lady, there was a woman, she's dead now. Her name is Prathia Hall Wynn. Prathia
Okay.
Hall Wynn. She actually was the woman who wrote the I Have a Dream speech.
Oh
Or
wow.
the I Dream. So Dr. King really got that line from her, Prathia Hall Wynn.
Okay.
She was named by Ebony Magazine, one of the top preachers. They did this thing back in 2007 about top 15 women preachers in America. She was one of those. She pastored in Philadelphia. She's passed away. How many is that? That's 4.
Yep, you at 4.
Oh my goodness.
It's always hard when you get to that last one because there's so many people you want to name.
I mean, you got to know some of the preachers I've heard in my lifetime. Man. Jesus Christ. Wow. Oh. The other one probably is going to be a pastor. His name is Donald Parson.
Okay.
He was one of my childhood preaching heroes out of Chicago, and I hate it because I left out so many. But I just in case you didn't know it, everybody I named were people who I followed since I was a kid.
Okay.
So these are the people who influenced me at 13,
Yeah.
14. So there's a bit of sentimentality there because I was a kid listening to them and the relationship that we had. So, of course, my father was impactful, my grandfather was impactful, but those were probably the 5 preachers who, because I was a kid, and I love honoring the classics. I love honoring the ones who some of them people may not know their names. I grew up listening to a preacher called Caesar Clark. He was, oh my God, Baptist preacher, Dallas, Texas. C.A.W. Clark. You get a chance to listen to him on YouTube. Oh my God. Old man.
Okay.
So I listened to him when I was 11, 12 years old. So you talk about 40 plus years of these people. It was like my childhood heroes and shero. And so
Yeah.
I listened over and over and over and over and watched them. And so that's probably why for me, those were so impactful. I saw me, Bishop Jakes has been I could go on, but I'll stop right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I threw about
I
5.
like
I threw a few more in.
I also like Reverend Jasper Williams.
Jasper Williams. I preached for Jasper Williams the first time I was 18 years old, and he was a hero. He was a hero.
Yeah.
He was a hero. He's up there with them. Jasper Williams preached my installation. He preached my revival. He preached my revival when I was in Macon. I started preaching him I preached him every year from 18 years old until I moved to Atlanta. I mean, I was going late nights. I mean, and then again too, the other thing that I want you to think about is, for me, and that's why it's tough. Like if I'm listening to a preacher for content, for exegesis, language, for hooping, for power, so it's like different categories.
Yeah.
That I have. My preferences are the ones who are my heroes and shero. Yeah.
Yeah. You had so my mom is familiar with the Parsons, a family. Well, he's like our uncle. I guess he would be Cornell Thigpen. He used to play for the Parsons.
Yeah. Cornell played for me for a minute.
I didn't.
Yeah.
So you knew Cornell?
Yeah.
Okay. Look at that.
Yeah. Cornell was with Bishop Darrell Hines for many years in Milwaukee, and he moved to Atlanta, played for me for about a year. Yeah, I know Cornell.
So I could have been met you.
Yeah. Prior to him passing, Cornell moved to Atlanta and played for me about a year, probably back in 2011, maybe. Yeah, 2010, 2011. Yeah. Prior to passing away. Yeah.
Me and my brother used to go over to his place every day to help him move around stuff and just spend some time with him. So he obviously know Reggie Strong.
Reggie, Reggie. Yes, Reggie.
Another family friend that all of us know.
Reggie, very talented. Reggie played for me for a while as well, for a few months when he first moved here. Yeah, Reggie, very talented.
He's absolutely amazing. Okay, here's another one for you. That's gonna be a little tough, but you're gonna have to get through it. your top 5 singers. This could be R&B. We know Sam Cooke #1, but it could be R&B, gospel,
Okay.
however you want to do it.
All right, Sam Cooke, #1.
Oh, wait. What's your favorite Sam Cooke song?
Either A Change Gonna Come or Troubled in Mind.
I thought you was gonna go with more of a "You Send Me," "Bring It On Home to Me." Nah.
A change gonna come because of the prophetic nature of the song.
Yeah.
He heard a song by Bob Dylan called "Blowing in the Wind,"
Blowing in the wind. Yep. Yep.
and
Pastor
and
Dewey
and he
know a little
was
something, y'all.
oh, you kidding me? And it was bittersweet for him. He loved the song so much that he hated Bob Dylan. He
Yeah.
hated him because it's like, man, how did he get that concept? Sam loved that song, and it led him to write "Change Gonna Come," and just his view on life, and it was a social justice type of song about
Hmm.
dark times. And so I think for me that song is so special because he recorded right before he died, but because it was the thing he wanted the most. He wanted his blowing in the wind. And
Yeah.
and to me he got it. He finally found it as a songwriter with A Change Gonna Come.
Yes.
So that's why, not just how it's orchestrally arranged, but because I know it was special to him, especially. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Sam Cooke, um, Marvin Winans,
Oh yeah.
uh, yeah, Marvin Winans. Um, I love Leandra Johnson. I love her
Yeah. She
singing.
can sing. She can
I
sing.
love Leandra. I love Leandra. That's 3. Um, Zacardi Cortez.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Zacardi tough too.
That's 4, right?
Hmm.
Hmm. She, man, this is tough. Wow, man. Hmm.
Hmm.
This is so cruel. This is really cruel, bro. This cruel. Just and probably vocally, probably Kim Burrell.
Kim Burrell.
Yeah, yeah, I
See,
would say Kim
your
Burrell.
list is more. It's a lot different than I thought it would be because, but see, again, I have a very particular taste. I'm not
Mm,
big on because for me, when I'm listening to a song, it's a story for me. And
mm,
if you're doing too many runs, you're gonna
mm,
lose me. Which is
mm,
why for me, Sam Cooke, his tone, his pace,
mm,
his decisions on when I'm gonna do this, all of that to me plays such a role. Which is why, like, of course, Sam in any order, Sam Cooke, David Ruffin, Ray Charles, them the top 3.
mm.
Lately, my mom is big on Luther. He's overrated. He's not that good. Stop mentioning him.
Not, no, no. Stay in your lane, young man. You getting disrespectful now. Let me address that. Let me address that. 2 things. Number one, I do agree that a lot of singers are doing too much. They
Yeah,
don't let the song build or breathe. But when I talk about those people, I'm talking about not the song, but the gift
absolutely.
and
Yeah, yeah,
and the gift of what they can do with their instruments. Not necessarily how the song came out, but just I'm amazed with the instrumentation. Just the
yeah.
sheer, see, style is one thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
The approach to the song. Like Sam Cooke, Sam is everything is clear. It's tone,
Yes.
it's choices. Marvin Winans doesn't do a whole lot. Those other ones, it's the massiveness of the flexibility of what they can do with the voice. And I,
Absolutely.
if I was vocally producing them, some of the songs would be different. but I'm just overwhelmed with the magnitude of the gift.
Yeah.
And that's it. So that's why I asked that.
Now
In that regard.
vocally, you're not wrong. Vocally,
Yes.
them people could do
Yeah.
some stuff that's
Yes.
like another
Yeah.
one who vocally I feel is unmatched is formerly known as Tone B. Slade. I mean, the stuff that guy can do with his voice is just like and it's just remarkable, you know.
No
but
question,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
No question.
So my mom wanted you to
yeah.
defend Luther though. She wanted to hear your defense of Luther because I say it all the time. He
Luther,
overrated. He's not that good.
no, you need to stay in your lane, sir. Yeah, what Luther's passion, his ability to convey a point,
Yeah,
the rhythm, the repetition, the way he paints a picture. And that's the thing that so you're really contradicting yourself because if you like storytelling and singing, there's none greater than Luther Vandross.
none greater.
Even Sam, not storytelling. No, not telling a story.
No,
Yeah.
I
A chair, listen, hold on. A chair is still a chair, even when there's no one sitting. But a house is not. Are you kidding me? There was a time when I didn't have no one to love. Do you remember the love forever? I mean, just nobody tells a story vocally better than Luther Vandross. It's just listen, go listen to some of those songs. Man, he sang a song 8 minutes. I mean, storytelling. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. Yeah.
My mom.
So it depends on. Yeah. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. and when you and his signature level of that voice, you hear that voice, you know it's Luther.
Yeah.
That's
He definitely
thing.
has that voice, and I give credit for people like that. Sam Cooke is one. David Ruffin. It could be a billion people on stage, and the moment they start singing, you're like, "Oh, that's Luther. That's David. That's Sam."
No doubt about it.
Like, you can do that.
Yeah.
So, well, listen, people. Pastor Dewey has given us his time, and I'm definitely not going to overstay him because we would love for him to come back, and we want him to say they do stuff the right way over there. Pastor Dewey, I so appreciate you coming on this Streamathon and just giving us your time, your conversation. It was certainly amazing having conversation with you. I really hope you enjoyed it, man. It's so great being able to talk with you, Pastor Dewey.
Well, listen, I'm humbled to be a part and very, very thankful for you considering me. And I'm proud of you and your work and what God is doing in your life and you and your ministry and your family ministry. And I pray God's blessings on you. And I can't wait to see you find that balance between faith, figures, and fact.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna open something up for you that's gonna blow your mind. So thanks for having me. And I appreciate your support.
I certainly appreciate you. Everybody, Pastor Dewey was here. He spoke. He showed up. Pastor Dewey, enjoy the rest of your night. And we will be coming to your church soon to see you again, sir. Thank you for coming.
Well, I hope so. Take care. God bless us. Blessing all.
All right. You too. People, I don't know about anyone else. You see me smiling extremely hard. That was Pastor E Dewey Smith. And you all know I'm a huge fan. I love Pastor Dewey's ministry. Even on tonight, while he was just here having conversation, Pastor Dewey blessed, gave kind words and, help try to guide and say, hey, I see great things in your future. Once you get this lesson, there's so much on the other side. Such amazing thing. And not because my mom said it, but because Pastor Dewey said it. I will go listen to some Luther. Give Luther Vandross a chance to kind of redeem himself, and let's see if it's all just hype or if Luther is really what people make me believe he is. I hope my brother Purcell don't leave me hanging like I'm the only one. Biggie, I am, man. Listen, I love Pastor Dewey's ministry, man. He's a phenomenal singer. He fits my taste of singing, which is singers with vocal ability, but I don't like you to rely on that. I like for you to stand there and sing. And know, preach the message that, and I'm really gonna go watch it. Let me fix my screen. I'm sorry. Just let me fix this, and I'm gonna come back. His message. What's wrong with the carpenter? You can see it in I don't be making this stuff up. You could see it in real time as he was talking. He got to his point. I'm like, oh my, I get the message. What's wrong with the carpenter? Before he gets there, I'm like, oh my gosh, I see what you're painting. And also very, very, very encouraging that my ideal of how Pastor Dewey got to where he is was all wrong. Y'all funny. My ideal of, because I did know his father was a very he was a popular preacher. He was established. He had an established, and I mean, I'm not sure who else assumed it, but I certainly assumed that his father just kind of handed this thriving church to him, and to hear he started out in the same position that we're currently in, where it's like on the other side of this, like I gotta just work hard. I gotta do what I gotta do. And the key component that not just him, mom, my wife, even when me and Purcell are having our private conversations, we both make jokes about how little faith there's, like our struggles with faith. And no slight to my pastor, who is a woman, but to hear a man who is saying, don't beat yourself up, because as a man, you have a wife. That is a different. And my mom, she be telling me that, like, I understand, but for Pastor Dewey, who has kind of done what we're trying to accomplish, and he's like, no, that is the next. And I've been there recently. Like, that's what this Streamathon is about for me. Streamathon is, I'm doing what I can, and what I can't, I'm truly just trusting it with God. I'm just trusting this with God. And that's all I can do. I can only do what I can, which is, like you said, the budget is here. This all I'm trusting you to take that, what I got, and do what I can't do, because I don't have it anyway. That, man, I certainly enjoyed my conversation with Pastor Dewey tonight. And it's no coinkydink that me and his favorite singer, Sam Cooke. Come on. Y'all saw I had to get down and show him, listen, I'm not new to Sam Cooke. I'm not new. I'm true. Listen. You saw what he was talking about, his change gonna come. I knew about, blowing in the wind. So I'm not a young buck. I know it's about some Sam Cooke. I said, Luther, he that good, and he don't stay in your place, young buck. He said, stay in your place. You getting a little out of line now. He said, you stay in your place, man. That you shouldn't be saying nothing like that. Yeah, man. So awesome to be able to talk with Pastor Dewey. And like I said, to just see, to know story, although different, it shares similarities. Him having to work hard to see his ministry succeed. And now I don't know about nobody. I don't know about nobody else who is attached to Soul Seekers. When he said we closed on our building with zero in the account, I almost hopped up and started dancing, because I said, God, if you could do it for him, Purcell is never where you need him. Whenever you need Purcell, so he ain't there. You need to become an on-time brother, Purcell. What's going on, man? Because when that man said that, I said, Lord, I'm true that no matter what happens, when it's time to close on this church, we're going to be able to move into this building. And as he was saying that, I marked it in my mind. I marked it. That's so you can. Nah, you ain't here, Percy, because you ain't got the keyboard. And I said when he said that, I was ready to hop up and dance, and I was about to do it in, but you not where I need you. But yeah, like I'm telling you, once he said it, I was just like, man, that is my thoughts exactly. When it's time to close and we're getting ready to move into this building, whatever God needs to do to make sure we're in there, I just believe he's going to do it. Like I truly do. Like every part of me just believe this is our time for us soul seekers. Yes, for soul seekers, Mount Moriah, the Jesus freaks, all of that. This is our time, man. And we just have to keep showing up. We just have to keep doing what we're supposed to do. And God is gonna take care of that. Was, man, listen, that was an amazing conversation for me. I am very excited. My sister Tucci, listen, thank you, said Tucci set that up, people. She did background for him. And this happened. This was not a long process. Like it wasn't we didn't have weeks to set this up. Like Tucci went background for him at for Pastor Dewey at Zebulon Ellis. We left off that list with Zebulon, but Zebulon Ellis, yeah, high priest, he needs to just walk around with the keyboard, just walk around so I could say Perky. There you go, and he just hit that. Dang, I don't even know the sound. Dang, I messed up again. I was gonna mix them up, but what? No, when she went, I'm like, and this was a couple days ago, and I'm like, hey Tucci, you should see if Pastor Dewey come on Streamathon. Like, okay. And so on her way there, I text her again, and I was like, hey, don't forget to ask him. And she was like, all right, hopefully I get a chance to talk to him. I promise you I will. She did call him, but in the middle of her, and she was trying to like call me to like get everything kind of established. I was in the middle of streaming. My phone typically on do not disturb. And so I kind of missed the call. Well, I didn't kind of miss it. I missed the call. She gets back and she's like, hey, he said he'd love to come on and, we'll do this, make it work and blah, blah, blah. And Monday night, yes, it was Monday night. And I think it was today when we confirmed the time, 9 p.m. And something happened on his schedule where he was able to come earlier and we was able to switch that time to 8. So it's not like we had weeks of this, which again speaks to Pastor Dewey's character and who he is. That is like I said to my sister, I help you out any way I can, like just establishing like that he doesn't take for granted what she in terms of he'll call at the last minute for background singers and Tucci gonna hop and do what she has to do to make it happen. I'm so excited, man. I almost did our little excited joke, but I didn't want to do I can't do that on here, but yeah, man, that was fun. That was fun. And he does have the stamp of approval. So you all are allowed to say Pastor Dewey can preach and Pastor Dewey is anointed. I've given him the stamp. Yes, his team was very kind and I mean responsive. They knew it was we were trying to do this on today. Today marks a year, has passed on, gone on to be with the Lord. And that's something he openly talks about with his father, how he kind of dealt with his father's passing and all of that stuff. So what better way to for me anyway to honor my father that have Pastor Dewey, come in conversation. But yes, Pastor Dewey has the hold on. I'm frozen, Lord. This is why these software don't be acting right sometimes. Hold on one second. Let me see what's going on. I mean, we are about to wrap up anyway. We've had our conversation, and everything is great, man. Shout out to Martin, John. That's his bass player. Dewey's bass player. That dude cold, man. That man, John, ridiculous on bass. He ridiculous. He cold. I had talked to him too, and I was like, hey man, Thaddeus Tribbett used to be my favorite bass player, but you were slowly but surely taking his place. Slowly but surely taking his place. And I'm so sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the last person, but shout out to you as well. Okay, my mom being silly. I just read her comment. Yeah, my mom being silly. Yeah, so I did want him to know that I am the you can preach and the anointing police. So unless I give you that stamp and I'm the one who say that you can preach and you are anointed, just let it go in one ear and out the other. Don't take that and hold that and actually think it means something. Send me your film, I'll watch it. Just send me your best service, your best message. Send it to me. I will analyze it. And if you want the Chasten Lee stamp of approval to say you are anointed and you can preach, by all means. Now just understand, I don't get that stamp don't come out often now. I will quickly let you know. No, that you ain't the one. So yeah, I will let that be known. But I had a great time tonight. Yes, huge thanks to Pastor Dewey Smith. I had a great time tonight. Certainly something that because I was saying to Tucci once I started the podcast anyway, I was like, man, I really want to have Pastor Dewey on. I would like to have him, William Murphy, all these other people, and to actually have Pastor Dewey. Okay, yeah, Mo. No, Mo. That ain't fair. You married to Purcell, so now I don't want to judge yours. No, I'm not gonna judge yours. Well, I mean, because if you do it at your own risk, Mo. That's all I say. If you want me to judge it, go ahead, send the film. I got you. I will judge it. But I'm so glad you all joined and stayed for the conversation. Listen, keep us in your prayers. We are trying to accomplish something big here, and it takes God. It takes God. We can do what we can do. We can try our best, and unless God builds the house, it will not be built. And so, just keep us in your prayers. You all have a great night. Streamathon will continue tomorrow. Y'all have a great night. Please go on YouTube, check out Pastor Dewey Smith, his message, What's Wrong with the Carpenter. Go check that out. And y'all have a great night.